What's good, y'all boys, man? I'm back with another reaction. Today, we might just break a Guinness World Record for the longest Michael Jordan reaction of all time. We got a 2 hour and 21 minute and 57 second video. So when I tell you, grab your chips, grab your Mike and Ike's, grab your drink, you know what I'm saying? You might need coffee to stay up for this one. But nah, hey, it's gonna be real exciting, real enjoyable, you feel me? If you want to watch this right before you go to sleep, hey, save it to your watch later list, you feel me? But now we finna get straight into this video. I ain't gonna stop it that much because this video is so long, bro. I'm doing this for y'all, so please hit that sub button for me. You know what I'm saying? 5K subs on the way. Make it 10K, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing this video for y'all. If this video get 100,000 views, I need 100,000 subs. Like, that's how I'm feeling. But no, drop a comment, W reaction. Let's get straight into the video. Like I said, I ain't gonna pause it that much because it's so long. But hey, let's do it. Hey, let's do it.
They sleep around here? What's all the racket? What's up? Chuck, I was only kidding. Gruesome, ain't it? Of course you know, this means war.
What?
Air Jordan and Air Jordan.
What'd you expect? Elmer Fudd?
The greatest of all time. Let's do it. Was Looney Tunes one of the greatest of all time shows, movies? Well, Space Jam was the movie, but was Looney Tunes one of the greatest shows ever? Y'all let me know. Michael Air Jordan. 2 hours. Let's do it. Hey, sub up. Jordan. That's tough. Oh, that's tough.
Goes back to Michael.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If they had this shit back then, for real, this might be the hardest thing I've ever seen. A drive-in movie theater screen watching Michael Jordan play. That might be the hardest shit I ever seen, bro. No cap.
Jordan jumper from out on the left. Good. The Star Heels win the national championship.
Jordan with the steal. Jordan slams it again.
Michael for three. Yeah.
Jordan, look at that. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
When Michael Jordan first came to Chicago, he brought with him a ray of hope for lots of fans. Chicago was a city in need of a hero. Michael Jordan fulfilled that role and then some.
Michael Jordan. He makes the impossible look ordinary.
4,
Facts.
Michael strip, got it back. 3, 2, Michael falls, fires.
Yeah! Does it again!
The ball's wet. He looks at the crowd.
The inbound pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the
Double
foul line.
clutch,
The shot on
midi.
the goal. The Bulls win! They win!
You look at him, every big game, every big moment, no matter if he has a flu or anything, he's going to deliver.
The White Howard free guy. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Michael Jordan one of them ones where you could be like, bro, I got $5, he hit this next shot, you feel me? Hey, you gonna make that 5. I know it's a cool little $5, that's what I'm saying. You could be like, I got 5 on his next shot, I got 100 on his next shot, shit. You might win every time, nigga. That mid-range, I tell you.
A courageous, classic performance by the flu-ridden Michael Jordan.
Jordan a drive.
17 seconds from Game 7. Or from championship number 6.
Midi.
Open. Chicago with the lead. Fires. Yeah! The Bulls lead 87-86.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks.
Got it, man.
What a move by Jordan.
Hey. Lay me. Oh, up top.
People don't understand. It's not his jumping or his jump shot or his defense. It's his inner guts and his inner heart. You're going to have to cut Michael Jordan's heart out to beat him.
Cut it out, dang.
There's something compelling about this guy, so likable, so beautiful to watch, and yet with the athletic heart of an assassin, and just look right through you.
Oh my
The
gosh.
look that he had, it was like, whatever you do, whatever you say, we're gonna beat you. And once you get him like that, all you can do is move aside because there's no stopping his freight train.
He's like a pit bull. If you look at a pit bull in the eye, he takes that as a challenge, and he's gonna bite you. The best way to play Michael Jordan is start looking this way. You don't never make eye contact with him, because then he's gonna go out and beat you.
Stolen by Michael. Into the right. Michael dumps the ball and foul.
Yeah, we did it, baby.
Hey,
Ain't nothing gonna stop us now, boy.
cookies.
We get it. What they gonna do now, my nigga? What they gonna do now? What they gonna do with your man? Huh?
Hey, I wonder what Michael Jordan wakes up and thinks about every morning.
I was born in New York City on a Monday.
Constantly energetic, moving, involved, always involved in sports. Always.
You know what's crazy? We never really hear about his siblings for real. Like, I never heard of Rosalind Jordan. Like, what does she do? Like, how you said it's four? There's how many siblings? 5. There's 5 siblings, and I never heard of any of the other ones. That's how like spectacular this nigga was. Like, he's overshadowing his whole family. Like, damn, we don't even know his other siblings. Shit.
He's involved in activity. I'd say mischievous would be the best word to describe him.
But you know he taking care of them. He got
always
that big
had
money.
a natural born desire to outdo all comers, especially his older brother Larry.
I grew up playing against my brother, and that's the best way that you can learn competition. And once you feel like you can beat your brother, you can beat anybody.
He just was determined that he was going to win. And once he started to beat Larry, then, well...
But Jordan's secure sense of his athletic self was severely challenged during his sophomore year at Laney High School. He failed to make the varsity basketball team.
It was only probably 5'9", 5'10". He was the best sophomore that we had, but at the time we really did not need a guard.
He says, I looked at the list and I went down it. I went past the J's and I wasn't there. And I went back up again and I wasn't there.
Bruh.
He says, and I ran home and my mom was at work. There was no one at home. And I went to my room and I closed the door and I cried so hard.
I would venture that was the first time that Mike had ever been told he was not good enough to make a team. And it was tough, but being a competitor, he had something to prove.
Jordan accepted the challenge and starred for the JV.
Bro, this is like one of the most insane come-up stories of all time. Not making the team and then somehow becoming the greatest player of all time. That's like one of the craziest jumps like you would ever hear, bro. You don't never hear no shit like that, bro. That's absolutely diabolical. That's like you know what I'm saying? You the star player on your high school team and some crumb, not even a crumb, some player comes in, he's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to make varsity. You like, nah, bro, you're not gonna make it. Next thing you know, this nigga's Michael Jordan. Like, bro, you know how insane that sounds? You know how weird that coach feels, bro? That coach probably feels so weird. And I know Michael Jordan do not like that nigga, bro, because I would not like that nigga, bro.
The next year, he stood at 6'3" and joined the varsity. By the end of the 1980 season, Jordan had established himself as a major college prospect.
Hey, at least he worked for that
His
shit, though.
coming out party was the summer before his senior year when Coach Williams and the staff recognized him at camp, and then he ended up going to 5-star camp and really playing great.
Mike came to our camp, and Sunday afternoon, the first day he was there, I was running a gym, and he came through, and that night I went to Eddie Fogler, and Eddie said, did you see anybody you liked? And I said, Eddie, I think I just saw the best 6'4" high school player I've ever seen.
You couldn't get a ticket to see him play as a senior. Everyone who from 30, 50, 60 miles around wanted to come and watch Michael Jordan play.
Shit. Damn. 60 miles low-key far.
After averaging 27 points and leading Laney High to a 19-4 season as a senior, Jordan packed his bags and headed for the only college he ever seriously considered, North Carolina. He soon learned there were no easy streets in Chapel Hill.
A couple weeks before practice started his freshman year, I said, Michael, you're going to have to do one thing. You're going to have to work a lot harder than you did in high school. And he said, I worked as hard as everybody else. And I said, do you want to be like everybody else?
Number 23, Michael Jordan.
Just showed he just couldn't wait to get play basketball. But he kept that ball moving the whole time we were talking. Well, he was talking too. He probably was thinking of ways to dunk.
Nah, that's legendary though. Ain't North Carolina Jordan brand too? Nah,
Jordan's diligence earned him the respect of his coaches. And in the 1982 NCAA final against Georgetown, with the Tar Heels down 1, he wasn't afraid to pull the trigger in the final seconds.
Gordy to Black. The time, 18. Shot, Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Net.
North Carolina has won the NCAA championship.
The confidence and the competitiveness really grew in huge leaps and bounds after that freshman year.
He competed from day one, and he worked and improved his shooting, outside shooting, as he kept getting better every year he played.
Gannon nearly loses it out. It is stolen now by Jordan.
Uh-oh, they love that. MJ up in a raptor.
Always been a defender.
Michael in the locker room before practice would point to somebody and say, I'm going to dunk on you today. And, it's like you didn't want to make eye contact with him because you didn't want to get picked.
Jordan pulls up on a 3-on-2 right now. Drive! Oh, what a jam!
After an All-American sophomore season, Jordan was named Player of the Year as a junior in 1984.
I hopped out the beam wagon with my jeans sagging, my whole team flagging. You ain't never seen swagging. I got the range waiting. You at the train station. Could have been had a deal, but I chose to remain patient. When the lead busts, get your head bust. Haters in my hood wanna see me on the Fed bus. Going up the river, cause I'm touching Skrilla. I still fuck with Duke the God, still fuck with Killer. I still fuck with Hell Rel, still fuck with Vado. If I ain't say your name, you the bitch, nigga, die slow.
Damn.
Claims I'ma be now, these lames wanna see now how I'ma take over because the game belong to me now.
While leading North Carolina to a #1 ranking.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was a banger. What song was that? Let me know in the comments what song that was.
And a meeting with Indiana in the Sweet 16.
3.5 hours before the game, we have a pregame meal and walkthrough. Pregame meal's over, we're all kind of sitting there, and Coach Knight goes down a list on who has who, and he comes to Jordan, and he gets this kind of sick look on his face, and he says, Dockage, you've got Jordan. I went back to my hotel room and I threw up.
But Dockage's deep.
Nah, throwing up because you heard you got to guard Michael Jordan is absolutely diabolical, bro. Ain't no way another nigga got you puking because you finna guard him in a basketball game. Yeah, you're sweet. That's how you know you was about to get fried, bruh.
Defense helped hold Jordan to only 13 points as Indiana upset North Carolina.
Shit,
Jordan never played another minute for the Tar Heels.
I saw Michael Jordan play basketball when he was 17, 18 years old. A couple years. And there was no doubt after I saw him with over 200 coaches watching them play courtside in the All-Star game at the camp that I know Michael Jordan was sure enough special.
The gym was packed. I mean, it's loud and it's raunchous. One of those wow nights.
What type of?
It was
raining.
Raining glass. They've never seen anything like that. Nah. The man that could fly.
Before winning a gold medal that summer at the 1984 Olympics, he entered the NBA draft.
I told a very good friend of mine who had a draft pick that year that was pretty high in the NBA. And I said, you got to take Jordan. Well, we need a center. I said, play Jordan at center.
After 2 centers were selected, Hakeem Olajuwon by Houston and Sam Bowie by Portland, it was Chicago's pick.
And now we are ready for the 3rd pick. And the Chicago Bulls, who have been drafting very high down through the years, and they have the 3rd pick today. The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
That's tough.
All right, Michael Jordan, this is Eddie Doucette, New York. How you feeling?
Just fine. How you doing?
But I feel like he couldn't, I feel like the Bulls was, the only place he could have fit in. I couldn't see Michael Jordan playing for, the Timberwolves, you know what I'm saying? It was already weird enough seeing him play for the Wizards. The Bulls was, for him. It was, specifically made for Michael Jordan. MICHAELJORDAN. You literally, that nigga was made for the Bulls. No cap. Hey, if you still watching, bro, lock in, bro. Get your, hey, if you didn't take a little break, you know what I'm saying? Pause the video, go Go get a new Capri Sun, grab a Lunchable, something. You know what I'm saying? If you got kids, you know what I'm saying, go change their diapers. Hey, hit that sub button, though. Hit that like button. We still got an hour. We still got 2 hours and 20 minutes, shit.
Real good. College Player of the Year amongst so many other honors. Picked third in the NBA draft by the Chicago Bulls.
Rod Thorne, who drafted Michael, said at the time that he's going to be a fine offensive player, but not the kind that you could build an entire franchise around. Nobody really knew how good Michael was going to be.
What were the Chicago Bulls before him?
Doug Collins is hired as coach. Opening night there in Madison Square Garden. Jordan goes over to Doug before the game, says, "Don't worry, coach, I'm not letting you lose this game." Scores 50 points. And from there, takes off on his spectacular season. Averages 37 points. Even though Magic and Bird are winning titles, this guy is the guy that everyone in the league wants to see.
You have to remember that Chicago nights are cold. And they can be full of despair. And they can be brutal. And all of a sudden, there was something glorious right in the middle of the night.
Here's a kaboom.
I'm like, fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a hell of a ride. You just knew it from day one.
Earning Rookie of the Year honors, Jordan led the Bulls to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. Then, with veterans Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, he lifted the NBA and the game itself to unprecedented heights.
Michael comes in, he's a college star, he goes to the Olympics, and now it's all these stories of his leaping ability. He's scoring, he's dunking in his rookie year, he's averaging 28 points, and is one of the big stories of the NBA season. By now, the Bulls are owned by Reinsdorf. Jerry sees a lot of opportunities.
They knew they had Michael, but now it was trying to figure out what else worked. That included players and coaches. That was kind of the task that Jerry Krause was given, was to observe what we had and really change the culture. I learned early on that the best thing I could do was compliment Michael.
Michael Jordan, I think, is the best that's ever played anything. I mean, if you were to draw a comparison, maybe you could pick Jimmy Brown, Babe Ruth, certainly Jack Nicklaus, but I'm not sure anybody took a game to the level that Jordan did. And Jordan.
Bro, this is giving me nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? Is that the word I'm looking for, bro? I remember trying to watch some TV and this fucking fuzz shit never got off the screen, bro. I'm trying to listen to what he's saying. The motherfucking fuzz is... I'm like, fuck.
Jordan just had a great personality. We're playing for the gold medal in Los Angeles in 1984. And
the Olympics,
in the Olympics, and we're playing Spain. And we're ahead by 28 points at the half. Jordan has played 11 minutes. He has 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in 11 minutes. We played the game about as well as basketball can be played. And I'm a great believer in let's play better in the second half than the first half. But I'm walking across the floor and I'm saying to myself, what the hell am I going to say here to get us to play any better than this? And usually I don't have a problem with this, but I can't. So I'm at the locker room door, I open it, and the first guy I see in the locker room is Michael, sitting in front of his locker. So kind of an idea hits me. I say, well, I'm going to jump on Jordan a little bit. And these other guys are going to say, if he's that upset with Jordan, what the hell does he think about me right now? So I walk over to Michael's locker, and I remember 11 minutes, 19 rebounds, or 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists.
That shit crazy, I ain't gonna lie. In 11 minutes though?
Michael Jordan. 21 puntos, se escapan otra vez los norteamericanos. Qué bárbaro. Jugador en la selección. Puede conocer. Quedan 14 minutos todavía para el descanso. Y vean las cosas que hace Michael Jordan.
And I walk over and I say, Mike, when the hell are you going to set a screen? I mean, we had 4 guys out there screening. When the hell are you going to screen somebody, Mike? I mean, all you're doing is rebounding, passing, and scoring. Damn it, screen somebody out here.
Doing everything. The nigga set a screen.
And Mike looks up at me, you know, and you all know, and the world knows Michael Jordan's smile. I mean, it's the greatest. Mike looks up at me and he smiles and he says, Coach, didn't I just read last week where you said I may be the quickest player you've ever been around? And I said, what the hell has that got to do with you screening? And he says, Coach, I think I set him quicker than you can see him. That's Jordan. Great.
Hey, that's some golden response, bro. That shit tough. I ain't gonna lie. That was a W response.
Personality and a great player.
What was your call on that last play?
That was get the ball, Michael. Everybody get the out of the way. And go to the basket.
The tongue, the long baggy shorts, the clipped haircut. They're Jordan trademarks imitated by kids everywhere. Because kids know that Jordan plays for the same reason they do. He loves it. In fact, he's the only professional basketball player who has what they call a love of the game clause in his contract. It allows him to pick up a street game whenever he wants to.
He was filming Space Jam. They got every piece of workout equipment you can think of. There's a 18-hole putting situation in there for his golf, so he can do that too.
This is just for him.
This is just for him. Now,
that's
while
crazy.
he's filming.
Right.
And because there was a strike, he's flying in all the guys in the league to come play pickup with him.
Nah, that's crazy.
While he's not filming.
That's some presidential shit
so
right
I
there.
walk in.
Mike for
I'm
president.
ready to hoop. Reggie Miller's there. Chris Webber's there. Chris Mullen's there. Tim Hardaway is there.
Damn.
And Michael's in there talking more smack than you've ever seen. So he's in there, he gets triple teamed, does a spin around, throws one hand off the backboard. He's like, this ain't TV. This real. And he's talking to dudes that play in the league. So I put my shoes on, and I got back in my car, and I went home.
Outside of drafting Michael Jordan, the
That
most
nigga went
significant
to the
draft was the
crib.
year that they drafted
Nah, he went to the crib. That was a funny ass story. I ain't gonna lie.
Scotty and Horace. You could tell that they were going to give us a different dynamic on the floor. Their athleticism, their length was something that we didn't have. Now Michael was really a veteran, and now the younger guys had to come in and really show him that they could play.
The closeness and the bond is just not something that happened overnight, especially when you talk about a guy like Michael, who was globally a huge icon. We just needed that time to bond as not only teammates, but as friends.
This is when Jordan was rocking the red and white sweatsuits with the gold chains, looking like a skinnier version of Mr. T at the time, for crying out loud.
Jordan going in, throws it up. Skinny puts it in.
His layup package was insane.
Under 4.5 minutes to go. Here's Jordan. Oh, yeah. John, you're out of the action. I'm shooting this ball here. Oh, what a drive.
Jordan on the move, baseline left.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yes.
Leaves the middle open. Jordan, what a move. It counts on a sensational clutch.
Had the cheerleader sliding on her
They
knees.
isolate for him. Driving. What a move. Jordan on the breakout. Driving all the way and down the hole.
Oh,
damn.
Jordan against Manute.
Oh, Manute. Manute, my nigga, you are 7'4". How the fuck you getting dunked on?
Holy mackerel, what a shot!
MJ with 4.
Jordan pulls up and lets it go with a flip over, and wow!
I feel like I need to watch his most insane layup highlights.
Looking for penetration. Smith move, hangs in the air off the glass. Jordan deep on Elo.
Yeah. Somebody drop a link.
And it always happens to Craig Elo.
He got 69 points in a game against Cleveland. He also had 18 rebounds. I said to my partner, do you realize we're watching a legend? This is like watching Babe Ruth.
Michael Jordan is probably the greatest scorer to ever play in the game.
Jordan was a killer.
People knew that they were in trouble.
They just threw a LeBron clip in here, bro. What the fuck?
Even in a game, if I see him do something like that, I would just grab my face and be like, oh my God, what did I just see?
His strength is like a big man. He's the strongest guard, I'm talking about body-wise, to ever play.
Boston Garden was home to many great Celtic championship teams. But the 1985-86 Celtics, led by three-time MVP Larry Bird, were truly something special. They posted a franchise-best 67-15 record that season, which earned them a meeting with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. Coming off a foot injury in only his second year in the NBA, Jordan was faced with an interesting problem.
question is, can one man beat the Lakers, or do you need a more diversified attack today?
But we're playing the Boston Celtics.
His teammates took note of his focus in the locker room before the game and sensed he was intent on doing something big, maybe even the impossible, defeating the mighty Celtics in Boston Garden all by himself.
Damn.
Pickpocket move if there ever was one.
But Larry Bird's Celtics presented an imposing obstacle indeed. United by Bird's vision, they were the consummate passing team. Bill Walton had joined the Celtics that year and blended flawlessly with their chemistry in his role as sixth man.
Bird from Walton.
R.I.P.
On the other hand, the Celtics fans had never really seen an individual talent like Michael Jordan. And on April 20th, 1986, he was the center of their attention, even as the Celtics center, Robert Parrish, scored for their team.
Parrish gets free.
And so the battle waged, with Jordan evoking hushed cries of anguish, mixed with amazement from the savvy fans, while the Celtics' gritty play inspired their cheers.
Who wants it?
What the fuck? This nigga just shot the ball from the ground. Nah, that was insane. That was insane.
With amazement,
we gotta watch that back.
While the
this nigga just shot the ball from the ground.
Their cheers.
Nigga, what?
Who wants it?
I ain't never seen no shit like that before.
Taking the tempo away from the Celtics, trying to Michael Jordan right now.
Damn.
What a great shot, and a basket and a foul.
That nigga
Talk
holding his
about
head.
Bird's sheer determination. In certain points of a game, Michael Jordan has those same qualities.
The Celtics could only shake their heads.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge,
Fried.
myself, which
Fried.
It was really easy then when I started guarding him. Then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
He was in that zone of everything was going. He was making one shot better than the next.
Your hang time. He revealed a complete all-around game. As much more than mere hang time.
Buddy right here is legit sick. This nigga finna throw up. He must be a diehard Celtics fan. This nigga is sick.
He revealed a complete all-around game. As Game 2 of this first-round series emerged as a classic in the making, with Jordan performing his unparalleled moves to the basket, and Boston responding in tried-and-true Celtics fashion.
Ainge to McHale. Clock running down, 3 seconds.
No way.
Point shot, no good. And a foul, late sweep. A foul against Kevin McHale has been called by Middleton.
Look, they know he not finna miss them free
With
throws.
no time showing on the clock. Kevin McHale can't believe it.
You know he not finna miss these. Under pressure of his career, Michael Jordan showed all the poise of a veteran as he calmly stepped to the line and sank crucial free throws.
He can tie it up here and send the game in overtime. No time remaining.
They probably loud as shit in there.
Overtime in Game 2 of our best-of-5 first-round NBA playoff. And the Chicago Bulls are trying to do what only the Portland Trailblazers have done so far this year, beat the Celtics in Boston. Long range, Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan. And that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader, Bob Love. Jordan goes up with a shot and hits it, and has 61 points to tie Elgin Baylor's all-time single-game playoff record that he established against these Celtics. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
Michael on the drive across the lane. Turnaround shot. Got it. 63 for Jordan.
Goes in and gets 63 points against Boston.
This is when Jordan was that dude. And Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics, where Larry Bird called him the closest thing to God.
It moved Larry Bird, the great Boston Celtics player, to say, that's not
Larry Bird talks about that game like it was the new coming of Jesus or something.
He paid me the highest compliment, and I think that was very gratifying.
This guy, he's not just a great player, this guy is something different. Larry Bird says this is God disguised as Michael Jordan.
He was coming in from the side, and we were running down there to try to close him off, and next thing I knew, he was going by me.
tempo of the game by the Bulls to try and get some fast break opportunity.
Jordan going baseline. Michael Jordan, the basket good and a foul. Jordan picks up McHale and takes the ball away from him.
Well, McHale has no business putting it on the floor against a quick player like Michael Jordan. That was the Christmas massacre, but...
Jordan against Dennis Johnson.
Easy.
Woolridge misses again. Here's Michael Jordan.
Easy.
Basket will be good and a foul and 25.
This
Michael
young
Jordan.
Mike too, though.
The tempo
He still got
44 now in the ball game. Jordan isolated one-on-one. They come around. Basket. Jordan cuts the Celtic lead to 2. Here he is, the move.
He's frying them niggas. I ain't
Jordan,
gonna cap.
short jumper, and it drops, and 50 points for Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has been a sensational show again. 3 on the shot clock. Jordan.
Bro, he's absolutely frying these niggas. Like, bro, we just watching this live like chicken grease. You know what I'm saying? You know when you try to put the chicken in the grease and that shit splashes back on you? That's how the Celtics feel right now. This nigga is literally he's literally frying these niggas like.
Basket good.
Frying these niggas chicken grease.
Ainge guarding Michael Jordan.
Look
Jordan
at
goes up with the
chicken
shot
grease.
and hits it, and has 61 points to tie Elgin Baylor's all-time single-game playoff record that he established against these Celtics.
60 fucking
Jordan
one.
trying to fake Bird, can't do it. With 8 on the clock, Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63
French
points,
fry.
and you're looking at an all-time record.
French fry.
Michael Jordan, our Miller Lite most valuable player of the game, is
Damn.
Michael Jordan with an all-time record 63 points in a single playoff game.
In the end, the Celtics prevailed, and they would go on to win the series in 3 games. But from that day forward, the history of Boston Garden would include not only the many championships of Celtic teams past, but also the remarkable playoff performance of a young Chicago Bull named Michael Jordan.
How old was Michael Jordan in this? About 23.
You know, he's a
25?
Mona Lisa. He has no imperfections. Michael doesn't seem to have any discernible weaknesses whatsoever.
Pound for pound, though, as they say in the fight world, Michael probably has the greatest assortment of maneuvers offensively and defensively than anyone has ever had.
For the last 30 years, kids around the world have now imagined themselves wearing that 23 jersey, time running out, tongue hanging out, and being just like Mike.
His technique was flawless. I wanted to make sure my technique was just as flawless.
And I looked at him.
That boy was a hooper.
And for the first time in my life, a human being didn't look real to me.
I pretty much was watching them instead of just playing against them, you know. I was like, I can't believe I'm on the same court, Michael Jordan, you know, all that stuff. I was looking at the shoes and just looking at him and the ball head and the 23.
I'm looking at the shoes, and I'm like, man, he got on the Jordans. You know what I mean? Like,
first time I played against him, you know, the guys was giving me that treatment in the locker room, and it was like, I was like, man, I know I see him on television, but is he that great?
I learned a lot this game. A lot about how technically sound Michael was. Because it's one thing in watching him play, and then it's another thing in playing against him.
That's a good D. Hey. He tried to go something to me after he got that basket, but as you can see, that wasn't a foul.
And I played him straight up. You know, that's the thing that most people don't do. It becomes more or less a mental game. You know, and physical, you may have some advantage, you may not. You know, but the mental aspect, you should be able to pick him apart. It wasn't that he had like 48 points that game, but it wasn't a 48 from being double teamed. I was playing him straight up, and he was just giving it to me. So. Certainly the young kids grow from that, and they become better players if they feed off of it and work on their aspects of their games.
You know, it was the ultimate challenge, going out there and playing against the Bulls, you know, guard Michael Jordan. Nothing can top that.
They've made a switch already, putting Kobe on Michael.
I wish I could have seen that. If y'all didn't know, Kobe Bryant is my favorite player of all time. You know what I'm saying? He made me a Lakers fan. You know what I'm saying? It would have been crazy to see Mike versus Kobe. That would have been insane, bro. Bro, I'm about to have to go back and watch a game on YouTube or something.
And the education.
Thanks.
Accelerated learning. Wow.
Been down a half court, and he wanted to know how, when I turn around on my jump shot, how to feel the defense. I told him you should feel the defense with your legs. Once you feel the defense with your legs, you can take advantage of that.
The day will come where I'll step on the court with, in my eyes, the best basketball player that ever stepped on a basketball court. And it was just an exciting moment for me, and it was something that I treasure for the rest of my life.
For sure.
Iverson draws Jordan now.
That crossover was lethal.
I mean, it was Mike. It was my idol. It was my hero.
That was very inspiring for me.
The rivalries back then were more significant than they are now, especially in a division, because you played those guys 6 times a year. And it seemed like every time you turned around, you were playing them. They were real rivalries. We, for years, got bullied by the Pistons. It was confrontational. We didn't like them. They didn't like us.
It was a great rivalry. It did a lot for us in terms of teaching us. We knew that we were right there and that there was a few things that we had to do to get over the hump.
It wasn't kind of just handed to us. We had to take our lumps along the way. Every year we seemed to find a little bit more cohesiveness as a team, but it was a process and it involved Doug Collins kind of doing his thing for 3 years, getting us to a spot when hiring Phil Jackson, and his teaching and coaching that gave us a little impetus to get to another level.
We had a lot of adversity going into that Game 7, which we thought we could win. We had such a great Game 6 where we demolished them. After that game, there was a lot of long faces. You really got a sense of how important this game was and how important where we needed to be as a group. I remember Jordan stand up at the end of the game, and we're in the locker room, and he said, "This will never happen again. We'll never lose to this team again."
With a weak supporting cast, the Bulls won just 3 playoff series in Jordan's first 5 seasons. Twice they were eliminated by Detroit, known as the Bad Boys for their rough playground tactics.
We knew how dangerous he was, and we knew going into the playoffs that we had to do something special. And so we very definitely devised what we called the Jordan rules.
Every time he came to the basket, as opposed to giving up layups and dunks because that would energize their team and give them momentum, we would rather send them to the foul line.
It was important that we mentally intimidate.
Now this dude right here is a menace. I don't fuck with him, bro. I do not fuck with him, bro. If any of y'all like Bill Laimbeer for real, bro, y'all some real deal menaces, bro. Y'all need to get help.
Him, whether he had to knock him down or send 3 guys at him or just look mean, nasty, ugly in his face.
Beating his ass.
One thing that Phil stressed more than anything against Detroit was they're the physical bad boys. They want to beat you up.
In July of 1989, Doug Collins was replaced by assistant coach Phil Jackson, who had an idea how the Bulls might win.
I called Michael in and told him basically what I saw as a problem with the team is that, everything's centered around him. I said, the team had to share the basketball. And he said to me, "You're not going to run that equal opportunity offense, are you?" And I said, "Yeah, I am."
Phil Jackson's trying to convince Jordan that the triangle offense is going to work. During the game, Jordan comes over to me at press row and he goes, "Can you believe this freaking offense? This is ridiculous."
Got double or triple teamed in a game in Milwaukee, and Bill Cartwright is screaming for him to throw him the ball. And he says, "I'm all by myself. You're double teamed." Michael felt the team had a better chance of winning if he was shooting off double teams versus Bill Cartwright or Horace Grant shooting by themselves.
There was a lot of feeling that Michael Jordan didn't make his teammates better, that he wanted to score all the time, and that he wouldn't pass the ball to certain people. And there was a feeling that he was not quite good enough to win a championship.
Everyone's saying that a scoring leader can't be an NBA champion. I never believed that.
He came to a point in his life, in his career, like, man, if I don't trust these guys, I don't think I'm going to win a championship. And once he decided to do that...
Time is running out on this Detroit
That's when it clicked. It clicked.
Chicago Bulls gunning for...
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people going to be hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? But you know one thing, though. He wasn't stupid, and he realized it clicked. You know what I'm saying? It clicked once he start realizing that, like, yeah, we can really win 6 of these bitches. You know what I'm saying? If I start passing the rock. And it's going to open them up even more because now they got to worry about other players getting the ball. Shit, hey.
For a sweep.
It just absolutely came together in that playoff series against him.
The Chicago Bulls advance to the NBA championship round. And we're set for the start of Game 1 of the NBA Championship.
We had a lot of jitters and nerves. We were playing against, the world-renowned Lakers.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals. We welcome you back to the Forum.
We didn't really have the fan support. It was a road game for us. We had to come together, the 12 players and the staff that was there, and it was really just up to us.
Yeah, Chicago to LA is far as
the
shit.
Pistons for the Eastern Conference title in 1991, the Bulls charged to a 3-1 lead over the Lakers in the finals. In Game 5, Jordan was faced with the ultimate sacrifice.
Phil Jackson will tell you that during the huddle of the final game against the Lakers, he finally had to get in Michael's face.
I mentioned to him that John Paxson was open. Michael made a point of finding John Paxson in that fourth quarter for 4 jump shots in a row. And that really kind of sealed the factor that he was a guy who was willing to give the ball up at a time when he knew that he had to do whatever it took.
Bulls lead by 7.
Number 5 on the Bulls can shoot that Paxson dude. He was kind of nice.
Pippen comes away with it. And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship. And Michael Jordan has answered a couple of questions. There have been doubters over the years whether a team led by Jordan could win a championship. The Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
It's an honor to take this on behalf of a great organization and the wonderful fans of Chicago.
That's tough.
We all as players really thank you all for your support, and we all want you to know that this one is for you. But we're going to be back here next year for another.
Bro, he really made this basketball shit like, you feel me? This basketball shit really went. Like, it's just a game, but now it's like a, you feel me?
Long struggle.
The most fundamentally sound basketball player I had ever seen. And he was the first guy that I had seen who was super athletic to be fundamentally sound.
You can find a guy as quick as him, but he wouldn't be as strong as him. You can find a guy as big as him, but he wouldn't be as quick as him. So it was tough to get power and quickness and strength all together. To me, realistically, it's probably the closest thing you could ever come to a perfect physique basketball-wise.
In my opinion, the best basketball player ever, but probably more importantly, the best competitor ever.
First thing that jumps out at him when else is his competitiveness. He had to put up spectacular numbers, but he also, in his own mind, recognized that the fans came to see him do something spectacular every single game.
Jordan.
W. Showman.
To the scoop. Hello.
That's worth the price of admission in itself.
We marveled at his skills, but the thing that really, made him stick out was that his determination and his will to keep coming at you and never stop.
You'd root for a guy who'd have a big game and maybe a 30, 40-point game, and you'd sit there and root for him. But to see this guy do it every night, and that was what stood out the most of any player I've ever seen.
Michael was a guy who, he wanted to win. He wanted to achieve that goal, and he was a guy that you could see step up to a certain level to help his team win.
Best player I ever saw, no offense, Magic, just incredible in person, but, 2 things stand out for me. One, just how famous he was, and then the second, homicidally competitive. Really, almost you could say he had a problem. He was so competitive. His entire life just revolved around beating other people.
People have no idea how obsessed.
Hey, speaking of this, number 12. So niggas telling me somebody stole his jersey, so he had to rock number 12. That's absolutely insane. And again, if y'all still watching, man, I appreciate y'all. Leave a comment. Tell me you still here. Comment your favorite part so far. Hey, bro. Who trying to buy me a PC, bro? I'm on this fucking laptop. This bitch about to explode, bro. Somebody tap in. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to buy me a PC, let me know in the comments. Fuck it. Hey, you gotta support your, you know what I'm saying? You gotta support your people. I can't keep making content if my computer blow up. Like, shit.
His entire life just revolved around beating other people.
People have no idea how obsessed Michael Jordan is with winning at something.
not just beating you when he was in his prime, but humiliating you with putting you away, with putting you down, so that you were no longer a threat to compete with him again.
Oh, and Reggie Miller came over and smacked Michael.
Okay, yeah.
Miller, you're not that guy.
I can't blame him. Yes,
You're not that guy, Miller.
Right into him, and we got a brouhaha here.
I started talking as soon as I got into the league, but I had a bad experience.
What was the bad experience?
Throughout his career, Michael Jordan gained the reputation of a competitive psychopath.
My rookie year, we were playing the Chicago Bulls, and this is Michael Jordan's third or fourth year in.
Okay.
And we were playing an exhibition game in some obscure place. And most veterans do not like to play in exhibition games. They want to get to the real thing. I'm a wide-eyed, energetic rookie, and we're playing this exhibition game, and Michael's going through the motion. And Chuck Person, who's on my team, who's a trash talker as well, is like, can you believe Michael Jordan, the guy everyone's talking about, who's supposed to be able to walk on water, you're out here killing him, Reg. This is in the first half. He's like, you should be talking to him. He's like, you know, you're right. Michael, who do you think you are? The great Michael Jordan? That's right. There's a new kid on town, right? Kind of looks at me and starts shaking his head. So at half, I have 10, and he has 4 points, right? I'm doing all this talking. He's like, okay. Into the game.
He thought he was frying shit, bro. You know Mike can score 30 of them bitches within 4 minutes.
Second half, he ended up with 44.
Damn!
And I ended up with 12. So he outscored me 40-2. And as he's walking off, he's like, be sure and be careful. You never talk to Black Jesus like that.
Nah, that's crazy.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry,
That
Black
was
Jesus.
crazy.
I'm so sorry.
That was
Stories
crazy.
highlight this, such as the time he was beaten in ping pong, body table, and practiced so much that he became the best player on the team, or the time he was caught cheating against an old woman in a meaningless game of cards.
It was my mother and Michael and myself playing just a simple game of Go Fish or something, and I caught him cheating my mother. And I said, are you that competitive? Were you gonna cheat my own mother in cards? I said, you gotta be kidding me.
One day they fly into Portland, and the trainer notices that Michael is giving one of the baggage handlers a $50 bill. Michael says, watch this. So they get down to the baggage area, and the bet is whose baggage is gonna come out first. And guess whose luggage comes out first? Number 23, he scoops up about $1,000, puts it in his pocket, looks at the trainer, winks and says, pretty good return on a $50 bet.
Hey, that shit's smart as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. He just did a $950 flip. That shit is insane. He just turned 50 into 950. That's crazy. He just turned 50 into 950.
We just lost the Boston Celtics, but guess what? I'm winning.
He is so competitive. I can remember beating him in a game of pool 3 games in a row, and he didn't speak to me for 24 hours.
Michael Jordan was on a bus, and players were sort of comparing how famous they were. Michael Jordan kind of sat there. Finally, somebody said something like, I bet even Michael can't get a hold of Janet Jackson. He took out a cell phone, dialed up, said, is Janet there? Just tell her it's MJ. You know, 2 seconds later, Janet Jackson was on the phone.
I think it came from early on in my life and my determination to prove them wrong.
Nah, he got motion. He got Janet Jackson on the phone within 2 seconds. Talking about something, hey, it's LJ. You know he was thrashing him. You know he was cramming him. He was whamming him.
Starting from my high school coach that cut me to my principal who said that I should go to an Air Force Academy to guarantee myself a job after I finished college.
For him to just do it, he has to win at it. In fact, he's taught our children that.
My kids love to play basketball. They asked me to come up and watch them play one-on-one. I tell my youngest to come over and sit down, you know, and I talk to him about being able to accept losing, but yet still competing. I said, watch, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna play your brother, and I'm gonna show you exactly what it's all about. So I'm playing him pretty serious, and I know that at any point in time I can steal the ball and I can go ahead and win the game. But my oldest kid hit a basket, so it's 4-2. I'm saying, well, I gotta get serious here because I'm really trying to prove a point to my kid. So the oldest fakes one way, head and shoulder fakes, and throws up the most luckiest shot you ever seen, and it goes in. And I'm pissed. And I look back at my son. He looked at me and said, next. And I looked, and I turned away and I smiled. I'm saying, you know what? that's my son.
Next.
Because that's exactly what I would say.
Mike's ultra competitiveness was really highlighted in practice, where he treated every scrimmage the same as if it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He also expected his teammates to play with the same intensity and would abuse them if they didn't.
If Jordan's rage to prove himself inspired his teammates, it could also burn them.
I've seen Michael come in a lot of times and, knock over all the Gatorade cups and go off and say, if y'all ain't gonna play, stay in the locker room.
Phil Jackson was never the coach of that team. Michael Jordan was the coach. Jordan was the one who yelled at them. Jordan was the one they feared. Jordan was the standard they had to live up to.
Michael is he's killing Bill Cartwright all the time. In the locker room, in front of everybody. Cartwright gets Michael aside and he says, look, if you ever do anything like that again, you will never play basketball because I'm going to break both your legs.
He said some things to me that I really didn't like, and
break your legs.
And I couldn't take it. If you let him ride you, he would ride you to the moon. He would ride you right out of the NBA and out of your mind.
Come on, bro. Can we use it? Ride you, bro.
Phil put Steve Kerr opposite of me, but he was giving Steve all the calls.
Let's be more mature.
I'm getting like really ticked off. So I started to play very, very physical. Well, Steve started giving me hard fouls. Next thing you know, I hauled off and just whacked him right in the eye. And then Phil threw me out of practice, and I get home and I'm just like really hurt. They gave me Steve's phone number, and I got his answer machine. And I said, Steve, I am so sorry. My anger got the best of me.
Damn, you ain't even have your own teammate's phone number?
After every fight I've ever seen him in, he's always apologized. He never wanted to hurt you. He had to do whatever he had to do to make you raise your stakes that much higher.
To me, it wasn't a surprise that he got in trouble gambling because he goes all out. He's the ultimate chase better. Lose, double up. Lose, double up.
The team won the first championship. He got invited to the White House, and Michael says he's not going. And the team's in a turmoil. On the day his team was going to the White House, Michael Jordan was, in this game, gambling with one guy who was a convicted drug dealer, another guy, a bail bondsman who was funding the game, who eventually got murdered by his associates. And then it turns out that, he wrote a check for his gambling losses, which is, was a paper trail he, was naive about.
A crack had formed in Jordan's carefully constructed facade. 6 months after the Bulls' first championship, a book detailing Jordan's rough treatment of teammates and the special treatment the club accorded him hit the New York Times bestseller list. Its title, The Jordan Rules.
Paxson has the flu, and it's about 103-degree fever, and he comes in, gets his medication, goes home. Now Jordan gets it a couple of days later, calls in, they send the trainer out to his house.
In 1993, another book claimed Jordan lost $1 million on the golf course. Meanwhile, the media, once Jordan's vigilant protector, feasted on a report that he gambled the night before a playoff game in New York.
All he wanted was just some respect about the issue. Hey, I went down to Atlantic City. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't miss practice. What are you getting on me for?
As soon as he went to the golf course and started losing too much money to please us, he was pilloried for, is your gambling really under control there, Michael?
As the story gained extended life, Commissioner David Stern was forced to take a closer look. While Jordan simmered and the media swarmed, a former U.S. federal judge was hired to conduct a league
it said, be like Mike, bet on it.
Investigation.
I don't think he regrets the gambling. I think he remains angry that the gambling is what people tried to bring him down on.
He felt like that he had been over backwards for the media so much that it really hurt him to have anything negative come out about him.
Michael Jordan story. You guys remember Anthony Peeler?
Yes.
Okay, so
out of Missouri, right?
Out of Missouri.
Yeah.
So we got Chicago Bulls coming in town, and unfortunately, I got a sprained ankle. And so.
Did you say fortunately?
Unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I enjoy guarding Mike because he was, the Byron one thing Scott. I did with Mike is I never.
This is Byron Scott, the nigga that got crossed every time. Is this him? Yeah, bro. We know about you, bro.
We got him pissed off. He make a shot, you say, good shot, Mike. You don't talk trash to him so he can go off for 60. You try to kill him with kindness. Yeah. You don't try to talk trash to him. So they're getting off the bus. We're done with shoot around and we're walking out and MJ says, B. Scott, what's going on? I said, what's up, MJ? He said, man, I hear that you're not playing tonight. said, no, I sprained my ankle. He said, who's guarding me? I said, Anthony Peeler. He said, 50.
Easy 50.
So I told Anthony Peeler, listen, MJ, he's probably going to go for about 50 tonight on you. So just don't piss him off. You know, just be cool. He ended up with 54.
Damn.
So the man could do basically whatever he wanted to do on that basketball court.
It's hard to overstate Michael Jordan's greatness, but he has done it at a time when everything has come together.
Michael Jordan is CEO Jordan.
MJ.
CEO Jordan is insane.
He had all of the media exposure that the other guys before him didn't have on internet, cable, satellite TV.
Game 4 in Chicago, in a word, Michael. Yes, it was a national holiday. Michael did not take off. He just took off on the Knicks.
He became the Pied Piper. Television ratings followed him. Fans followed him. They flocked into stores to buy anything that was endorsed by him.
You better eat your Wheaties.
Michael Jordan created all kinds of fans,
Better get your
including
Wheaties.
a lot of women fans.
Please welcome Michael Jordan.
That Oprah? What the fuck, Oprah?
Jordan, to his credit, knew that every minute he was in front of a camera was an audition for another company.
Here's a black man who's the most popular person in a white society. I mean, what bigger benefit for a company can there be to cross the racial divide with a guy who's popular everywhere?
You think about all the things that Michael Jordan's influenced, starting with the baggy shorts, bald head, the shoes.
His feet and the Air Jordan trademark belong to Nike for a cool $2 million.
We see the powerful impact.
This nigga got floating. This nigga just flew in his shit, bro.
Air Jordan trademark belonged to Nike for a cool $2 million.
We see the powerful impact that he's had on our society and on our culture.
Fortune magazine says Jordan is responsible for soaring revenues, an estimated $10 billion during his career.
It goes across national boundaries where friends of mine go to the heart of the Congo and they see kids in number 23 Chicago Bull uniforms.
I thought Magic Johnson was the most famous basketball player in the world still when the Dream Team went to Barcelona, and I was mistaken. Michael was big enough that there were 40-foot murals.
Other big advertisers also capitalized on the Jordan mystique, a fast food empire.
I think we're going to be here a while. I suggest you go get a Big Mac.
The quintessential cereal for athletes.
You better eat your Wheaties.
Hey, I got this. Hey, crazy thing is, I got this exact box.
The quintessential.
I got this exact box at the crib, I think. Yep.
Cereal for athletes.
You better eat your Wheaties.
Even underwear.
Just wait until we get our hands on you.
And a certain energy drink that had been around for years but saw its sales dramatically increase, with consumers taking a cue from the commercial's simple message.
Advertisers could kind of work with him to bring out almost the chameleon in his personality, the chameleon in his brand, and he could adapt just as easily to help sell McDonald's in a fun, playful way as he could Gatorade. And you really think about it, those are really two competing products. Gatorade is, you know, more health-driven and it's optimizing performance, and McDonald's is a traditional fast food. But he was just as comfortable not only in his own shoes there, but also in the eyes of the buyers, which would follow, and they trusted him as well, which are key things.
I think it was just how down to earth he seemed, and just how he was able to also laugh at himself. I mean, he really, had the ability to kind of poke fun at himself, and he just had that.
Hey, only the real ones remember Comcast on Bro. Now that shit Xfinity, but niggas remember Comcast on Demand. That shit was tough.
Engaging smile and personality, and I just really think that he what he did was had these just otherworldly athletic skills, but then just had a really, really kind of down-to-earth style on camera. And I thought that those two things blended perfectly to make him as marketable as he was.
The Jordan sensation has touched off a whole new generation of sports advertising over the last 25 years. From a tiger on the golf course to the hardwood with endorsement kings named LeBron and Kobe.
I try to take it even a step further, not in terms of marketing deals and things of that nature, but he got us thinking in that same mode where we can try to be businessmen like he is.
I don't think there will ever be a stars-aligned opportunity like you saw with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the Beatles of sports marketing in a sense that he was the first. And everyone else that followed ultimately is almost an impersonator to him in what he represented.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jordan!
Bro, this
because I'm good enough,
insane.
I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
More than liked, Jordan was adored.
Is he the greatest player ever, Danny?
Yes, because he played both ends of the court. Offensively, there could be some debate, although I think he was one of the best offensive players, but because of everything he did, yes, and his competitive edge.
Magic.
No, he's the greatest player, and Bill Russell is the greatest winner. Michael, no question, Michael is heads and shoulders above everybody else. He not only dominated on offense and defense, but he also dominated. There will never be a basketball player, and I don't know if there'll ever be another athlete that make as much money on the court and off the court as Michael Jordan. It's just, he will go down like Muhammad Ali, and maybe even bigger.
As Michael Jordan exploded into superstardom in the 1980s, we also saw the worlds of sports and fashion collide like...
The money got different now. Like, I feel like LeBron probably got more money than Michael Jordan for sure. Maybe I'm capping. I don't know. Y'all let me know who got more money, because the money is different now. Like, the shit LeBron has done and has made, like, is absolutely insane, bro. No cap.
Ever before, whether it was the 23 jersey or those famous Air Jordans,
but back then, though,
everybody had to have them.
Are you still close with Michael Jordan, or were you ever close with Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan and our friends.
Matter of fact, I think Jordan do got more money than LeBron, because I think I seen Michael Jordan's like the #5 most richest African American in the world or some shit, or in the country or some shit. I can't remember.
And I call him all the time because I like his brand.
A huge contract with the company. Put your feet down.
It was the Beatles of footwear, because it changed everything. In an instant, it became a playground must-have. All by itself, it transformed the essence of urban fashion.
Yo, Mars Blackman here with my main man, Michael Jordan. Yo, Mike, what makes you the best player in the universe? Is it the vicious stunts?
No, Mars.
Is it the haircut?
No, Mars.
Is it the shoes?
No, Mars.
Is it the extra long shorts?
No, Mars.
It's the shoes then, right? Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes.
Wait, so Mike started the long short trend? That's low-key tough. I didn't even know that, bro. Because Larry used to wear them little
marketing
bitches.
Of the Air Jordan line was predicated on the style and the class and the competence and capability and the performance that Michael Jordan brought to the basketball court.
There's a kaboom!
When they first came out, I mean, it was so hot.
Bro, who the fuck is Spike Lee, bro?
Me included.
Now, how much do you... No, stop that. Now, they won't let any of this on.
Okay.
Now, how much do you get paid just to wear these shoes?
A lot. A whole lot.
A lot.
450,000 pairs of Air Jordans were sold in the first month.
Damn.
That's when stores, were opening up at midnight because the lines were around the corner. No shoe really had that. No shoe.
Nah.
Is it the short socks?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes. You sure it's not the shoes?
All right, now, Michael, is this the shoe? Now, of course, we can't show what kind of shoe this is.
That's okay. The color stands for.
But is this the shoe that the NBA wouldn't let you wear? Yeah. Now, why wouldn't they let you wear it? Just because it's ugly, I guess, for starters.
Shouldn't he be paying you to wear those shoes and those clothes around?
Well, when you're good friends, you don't care about his money.
I see.
I just want the clothes and the sneakers.
Release the content, cease the nonsense. You're dealing with the beasts of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, nothing past the 14s.
Just increase the dawn strength.
I ain't gonna lie, nothing past the 14s are dope, bro. If you like any of the Jordans past 14, I don't know, you just might be a super fan. But like everybody go, 1 to 14. Some people don't like 2s, but other than that, 1 to 14 is tough. I don't really know, like, what if Jordan 16s? Like, I never see somebody wear these. I ain't gonna.
Didn't you help design these?
It's the shoe, not the color.
Oh, not the color.
Have anything to do with
okay,
the color.
but what's wrong with the coloring? What rule do we violate here?
The Air Jordan's initial design, a red and black 2-color scheme, was illegal by NBA standards. Yet Nike's first ads in the spring of 1985 made it sound as though the shoe had been banned for giving an unfair advantage to a luminous new star.
On September 15th,
Nike created a revolutionary new basketball shoe. On October 18th, the NBA threw them out of the game.
Damn.
Fortunately, the NBA can't stop you from wearing them.
Well, it doesn't have any white in it.
Huh? Well, neither does the NBA.
Yeah.
Just a joke. It's a joke. It's just a joke, you know what I mean? It's just a joke.
What an asshole.
With success came controversy. The first Air Jordans cost $65 a pair.
Damn.
Later models hit the three-figure mark. Critics attacked Nike for pricing Air Jordans out of the...
Bro, them bitches can cost over $230 now, bro. No cap.
...reach of the lower-income kids who'd crave them the most.
$135, $145, $185 for a pair of gym shoes, for a pair of sneakers.
We've got a lot of young kids out in the south side and west sides of Chicago who really shouldn't be buying $150 sneakers because they should be spending a little bit of that money on books.
You're gonna have problems because people do what they need to do to get the money or steal that stuff, which is being hawked at them.
And there were problems. In Maryland and Texas, teens were killed by thugs who were after their Jordans.
The tragedies that took place between kids, killings, assaults over clothing, as well as shoes, was an indication of what we had taught as a...
I ain't gonna lie, killing somebody over some Jordans is absolutely diabolical, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, my boy.
Culture. Wearing the right clothes, identifying with the right image, became their sole hook and handle on their own personal self-esteem.
Air Jordans anticipated the cultural dominance of hip-hop's swaggering materialism. They became the ideal evening dress wear for the street-smart young urban man.
The greatest motherfuckers can't beat us, join us, can't bait us, haters can't touch it, can't see them, try to be them.
And the suburban teen or baby boomer who wanted a taste of Jordan's electrifyingly luxe style.
There are certain movies and certain cars that are unique, and they kind of start trends and start things. That's an Air Jordan. It's a trend starter.
As much as you want to wear those on the basketball floor, you want to wear those to school, you want to wear them to functions.
I've had numerous, I have a closet full of Jordan. And I think the ones I liked the best was the patent leather. Those were crazy. I used to wear them in suits.
I ain't gonna lie.
The basketball players, they felt as if...
I ain't gonna lie, Michael Jordan has one of the most legendary shoes. I can walk to my closet literally 2 steps over here. Watch it. I got some 9s, some 12s. Look at the 9s. I got the 6s. You feel me? I got the 5s. Like, bro, wherever you go, somebody gonna have them J's, bro. That's like $1,000 worth of Jordans right there.
They got a pair of Air Jordans. They can go out there and play like them. And for guys or girls who didn't play basketball, they still thought if they got the Air Jordans on, they would be as important as, say, a Michael Jordan.
You know how I get up for my game? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? That's right. Air Jordan, Air Jordan, Air Jordan.
I think what Michael and Nike were able to accomplish was to mainstream sports apparel into everyday apparel and make it a fashion statement.
People all over the world know about those shoes, and people all over the world, some of them don't know how to play basketball or even know, about the game of basketball, but they wear those shoes.
They also make the shoes. Jordan sloughed off criticism from activists who said his sneakers were being made overseas by exploited workers, earning less than a living wage. Last year, Jordan countered those claims by visiting an Asian shoe factory.
Saw a commitment to try to improve an environment It's easy to compare that to the United States, and I think that's somewhat unfair, and I think you have to compare it to what was happening within that country.
Right. At least he went over there and see what he was talking about.
Caught some cultural waves. The growing influence of the inner city on fashion. The pricey aesthetic of the rap movement. The graying boomers' lust for eternal youth and grace. But let's face it, they were cool.
Them 11
and so
cars.
was the man whose name and soaring figure adorned every pair. 2 decades later, their synergy stands in history.
Michael's legacy and impact on his culture, from the marketing, shoe, celebrity, business side of it, is going to outlast and have more enduring impact than what he did on the court, because what he did on the court was absolutely, literally unbelievable.
We just enjoy the moment and feel that we've made an impact on society as well as the sport industry and fashion, and I think that drives us.
Mike Jordan. I really appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying? I real deal love y'all, man. Hit that sub button. You know what I'm saying? If any of y'all want to buy me a PC, I'm going to say it again, bro. Because this motherfucking computer is about to blow up, bro. We've been doing this shit for a grip. You can see, I got my shit barely charging.
Chapman versus Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I think it was.
Watch Rex own Michael. So when you start going off on Michael, does he say anything?
We actually, that game, and I'd forgotten about it. Somebody showed a video of it not long ago, because it was like 20 years, I guess, after the fact, and it showed. You know, you couldn't let Michael dunk it. It was sort of a rule. If he dunked it, crowd's going to get into it. His teammates get into it.
Wait, so that was team-wide, that everybody knew if Mike goes up, you foul him.
Yeah, you got to foul him. But, you know, preferably before he gets off the ground, you know, not to hurt him. And he made a move baseline, and I was a help defender running through the lane with my back, and I turned and saw him coming. And, you know, I sort of launched into him.
MJ up high, the screen roll, makes the move inside, double pumps, and he got fouled. Rex Chapman held him.
Just to get him before he got off the ground. And I don't think we had the same agent forever. Michael called me to go to Carolina in 1984.
Oh, he recruited you?
Yeah. So I'd known him forever, but I think he didn't see who got him. He did, and he turned around to say something, and we kind of got nose to nose.
Rex in Michael's face now. And Alonzo Mourning in Michael's face now.
There was no anything really said worth anything. I think I said something like, you know, I can't just let you dunk it. And so, but it looked like yeah. And so everybody's like, oh, you were talking so much noise to Jordan. I was like, no, I was not doing that.
And then you go off for 39.
We only had 8 guys. We made a big trade, 8 guys available.
Harper and Jordan at the guards, Pippen and Rodman at forward, Luke Longley in the middle. 12 guys for the Chicago Bulls, a full team around Phil Jackson. The Miami Heat, it looks like a small gathering of friends, doesn't it?
I think Michael and Scotty and Dennis and those guys came down to South Beach the night before, and we're like, it's a night off. But as Jimmy Lynam always used to say to us, you let a guy get going in this league, and you got a problem. And I got it going one night, and we got lucky.
Rex Chapman puts up the 3. Rex Chapman an open 3. Back out, Chapman for 3.
I think he got a clean ass jumper.
Rex Chapman
that nigga did the Curry before the Curry. Hold on. Damn. He did the Curry before the Curry. He turned around before the ball. Look, the ball right here. This nigga looking in the crowd. That's tough.
Oh, MJ almost got it. Chapman open 3.
Damn.
Chapman again with the 3.
How much did this nigga drop?
Balance 3, it doesn't matter. 59 now is Chapman. Double pump, put it up. It is the Rex Chapman show now. Rex Chapman for 3. Chapman Conley for 3. Yeah. Absolutely. That could be the nail. And the Bulls want to tie
He's
up.
nice. Bro, who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Nah.
To 95 now, Miami with the lead.
Who the fuck is that nigga, bro?
At the Miami Arena.
But you don't. There's no. Jordan doesn't say anything. Like, is there just? It's your night. I'm gonna let you have your night.
Now they
How much did he have?
Did you beat him?
We beat him, and you know they were not happy. We played them a few weeks later at home, and again, Michael and I are buddies. We same agent. Ball goes up, and we're around the jump circle, and bang, right to my chest.
Damn, in the stardom?
Right to my chest, and I went, all right, great. You know, let's do it. I mean, that's the mindset you have to have. But right then and there, I knew I was not having 39 again.
Well, he ain't dropped 39. That's
I think
tough.
I went 4 for 14 for 14 points or something. Yeah.
The Eastern Conference was much more physical.
Made it
New
look like
York
that
was
nigga
a
had 90.
hard-hitting physical.
My shit is not charging, bro. Y'all let me know. Wait, there it go. Right there. It's charging a little bit. Y'all let me know, bro. Should I invest in a PC? Because I'm trying to do these long videos and shit.
We just came off a very convincing series against Miami.
Okay.
We thought we could waltz right through New York.
Knicks lead it 4-0.
Yes, sir. Oakley just came over and annihilated Bill Cartwright.
Knicks showing tenacious defense.
Tell me the experience. You got Michael Jordan. You got to guard Michael Jordan, right?
So the only player who played Michael more in the playoffs was Isaiah Thomas. So here's what Michael said about you in retrospect. He said, I love John Starks. He was really a competitor. He really tried to challenge me. But I think that he knew when he was guarding me, he was overmatched.
For even as public Jordan mushroomed into a global marketing colossus, the private man shrank ever deeper into a glass-walled isolation chamber.
He told me once that when he walks through a crowd, even if he appears not to be looking at the people in the crowd, he can feel every eye on his skin. And he said it's like a burning feeling. Until I'm alone again, I feel the burning, those eyes looking into me.
If you're Michael Jordan and you're that celebrated and that good,
yeah, bro.
The phone rings.
It does have to be a lot of attention, bro. Like, insane amount of attention. Like, damn near hard to handle type attention. Like, I'm already knowing, bro. You just want to go eat a taco, you know what I'm saying, at your local Mexican spot without niggas coming up to you like, can I get an autograph? Like, I'm already knowing, bro.
1,000 times a day with people who have ideas that they say are good for you. This is going to be really good for you. It's not good for you. It's good for them.
He said those 2.5 hours on the court every game night is the most peaceful time of my day. He said because it's like there are invisible walls around the court. It's the one part of my day that no one can touch me, no one can come up and ask for an autograph, no one can pitch a business deal. I'm meditating out there.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan! It counts. And the foul.
What did you think of Michael Jordan?
Oh, man. Obviously, Michael is the greatest in my book. Being able to play him and growing up, watching him play in college, you know, and getting the opportunity to play him, you know, while I was in pros was a highlight of my career. You know, one thing about him, and Antonio can probably attest to, is just his will to win. I think that's what made him so great. And, you know, you already know when you're going into a game against Michael Jordan and a Michael Jordan team that you had to play your very best in order to beat him.
Three. B.J. Armstrong with the spot up that shot. That's a violation. It'll be the Knicks ball.
We anticipated playing them a certain way, and they came out totally different. Physical, hungry, aggressive.
Does he talk a lot on court?
No, he don't talk unless you talk to him, and you don't want to do that.
But when he sees a rookie,
hey, everybody says the same thing, so it got to be true, bro. So just don't talk to him.
Yeah, when he was talking. He was talking at the time.
What'd he tell you? What'd he say?
Well, he told me before the night over, you're gonna be calling me Mr. Jordan. You know.
Mr. Jordan is crazy.
Cocky team. They've sort of breezed through the league all season. They breezed through the first round of the playoffs, and right now they're being challenged
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Patrick Ewing, that nigga is tall as shit, bro. How tall was that nigga? Like 7'1"?
First game in our place, which was very embarrassing to us.
This team is for real. If anybody took them for granted, certainly we realize that they're a team to deal with.
If New York has an advantage, it's the feeling that they can muscle Chicago inside.
Bro, look at him, bro.
This is a big, physical, wide New York team that plays you tough, and it takes its toll on you.
Purdue with the bad pass. Wilkins followed. Jordan knocked it out of bounds. Chicago ball. What a great effort by Michael Jordan.
At some point in that game, you know that he's going to take over the game. And you have to be able to play him as hard as possible. I always say, my mentality was when I took the court against Michael Jordan is that I'm going to go out there and make him work for every single point.
Thanks.
And that's what I tried to do. You couldn't stop him. And all you can do is just try to frustrate him, and hopefully that was enough.
Top for Jordan off the screen. Makes the move. Comes back into the lane.
Shit. That nigga make it look so easy getting to the ring.
We seem to have control of the series. We never.
Bro, why they do these freaky ass interviews with this type of lighting, bro? They making it look all fucking suspicious and shit. Like this nigga is a fucking serial killer in a fucking prison cell room.
They did, and they kept coming and taking it back.
Shot clock to 3. Ewing with the steal. It's a 3-on-1. Jackson behind the back.
People think because the Bulls are the world champion, we're supposed to just lay down and just let them do whatever they want to us. Hey, this is a game. This is a man's game.
Hit hard by Anthony, and Michael threw the ball at Anthony. Jordan is very upset.
And one, nigga.
And back come the Bulls. Oh, he is ripped by Starks.
This has become a war.
Here's Ewing. Yes.
Hey, I might need to watch Patrick Ewing. I ain't gonna lie.
They send it to a 7th and final game.
No, they're fighting like cats and dogs, and then we just fell apart.
You think you recovered? You're going home for this race?
Do we have a choice?
Can you recover?
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
Some predicted a sweep, most a 5-game series, but be honest now, nobody thought it would go 7.
If we see a New York victory today, this might well rank as one of the biggest upsets in the history of the NBA.
Hey, where do y'all rank Patrick Ewing in like top 5 bigs? Like where is he at? Top 10 bigs, top 15 bigs, top 20 bigs? Y'all let me know, cause that nigga look cold as fuck. I ain't gonna lie.
Now the New York series was one of those fatherly advice type of series. So I kind of asked him, what should I do? How should I attack? Should I feed off my teammates, or should I go out and be the leader and let them follow my lead? And like most fathers, I mean, he said, take the lead. If they don't follow you, they don't follow you. But you have to take the lead.
Cartwright, there's foul hard by Oakley again. It's a flagrant foul again.
And now, McDaniel wants a piece of Pippen.
I was ready to go blows with him.
Both clubs going at each other. Michael Jordan and Xavier McDaniel having words.
I felt that I had to talk trash to the bully so we all can gain confidence.
Pippen to Jordan. Reverse, did he hit it with the left hand?
Going out and competing against him every single day, lift my game up to a whole another level. And most guys that played against him enjoy that aspect of playing against him because you know that he was going to come at you every single night. He's probably one of the few players that you can say was on top of his game every single night. And when he wasn't on top of his game, he hitting you for 30. And when he was on top of his game, like he was a couple of nights, he hit you for 55. So people say, did you ever talk noise against Michael Jordan? I never talked noise against Michael Jordan because you don't want to wake him up.
Shit.
And then it's stolen by Starks. McDaniel chased by Jordan.
Bro, that nigga's legit giving it his all, bro. I ain't never seen nobody do that in my life. Nigga got a bucket, got a steal, got it stolen, ran back and still stole that bitch and blocked that bitch before he could even lay it up.
Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game.
That's just a part of the role that I have on the team, is to be able to lead. So that fatherly advice kind of worked in hand for me that day.
Jordan with the spin. And the Bulls just rolling it up. And this crowd providing a standing ovation. The Chicago Bulls take this grueling series in 7.
Michael Jordan took dunking to another level. Just for the simple fact is he gave us all the illusion that he could fly.
Facts.
Michael is obviously one of the greatest leapers, that ever played in this game. And the power that he brings in his dunks, is just amazing.
His creativity, style, hang time, he had it all. My all-time favorite from Michael Jordan has to be when he did Rock the Cradle. Every kid in America, nice. I think, tried to rock.
Hey, what's y'all favorite dunk? What's y'all favorite dunk that he do? Y'all let me know.
The cradle, but nobody could ever dunk it. We all just lay it up.
He had a drive. He had a God-given ability to be able to dunk, and he had a relentless ability to try to destroy his opponent by any means necessary.
I can remember standing on the basket one time when Michael was coming in from the side. We were running down there to try to close him off, and next thing I knew, he was going by me. And, his shorts were going right by my face, and he dunks over Parrish and me.
It wasn't for nothing that he was called Air Jordan. One of Michael Jordan's thunderclap dunks in New York is still held in awe.
Me and Charles Oakley had him trapped in the corner, and he did a half moon, like he was getting ready to go back out the spin, but he spent back baseline. Just an incredible dunk. I didn't say anything to Patrick after that.
There was, no dunk ever done that he wouldn't try.
Damn.
As in all things, Michael was in a class by himself or awfully close to it.
He's the ultimate jump high, jump low, creative, fly, sky. He just kind of did things the way he wanted to.
Michael brought a grace and an elegance to dunking that the world had never seen, and that some of the top dunkers today's game get a lot of their inspiration from those early days of MJ.
When he got the ball in his hand, you expected something great to happen. And you knew once he got in the air, it was nothing anybody could do. You sit there and
Wilkins
watch.
had balance too.
Probably the most charismatic dunker in history.
What y'all know about Dominique Wilkins?
They gave him a 50. They gave
this the free throw line
him
jump?
50. He defends his championship. And he took off further inside than he did the last time, but it's still a spectacular dunk and certainly deserving of the high score that he received, Steve. But Dominique Wilkins got the short end of a very impressive dunk.
92, Portland had its great season, and they were going into the finals against the Bulls, and Clyde Drexler had a great season. And there was a lot of talk that Clyde would be the MVP. Before the game, Michael says, we'll show who's the best player in the league.
Drexler against Michael Jordan. This is a matchup that everybody wanted.
One of the greatest moments in playoff history was Chicago Bulls versus Portland Trailblazers. And he hit so many threes that he looked to the scorer's table and said, oh, I can't shoot? Okay, watch this.
Jordan again. Damn. Three-point land. And a Jordan fires another three. There's Jordan for three. Yes. I don't believe it.
And he gets 35 points in the first half of Game 1 against Drexler, including 6 three-pointers with his famous sort of shrug.
There's Jordan for three. Yes. This place is pandemonium.
In the first half, though?
Hot three again. Michael's good again.
That was a tough series. We had to come back here in Game 6. They were up, I think, 16, 17 points going into the fourth quarter. Phil Jackson put our younger players in because we were energy guys. He knew that we weren't going to get blown out if we were in the game because of our energy level. Those fans can get you hyped very quickly and get you back in the game. You can be down 10 points and you don't have any energy, and all of a sudden you make a little run, hit a basket, and that crowd noise and that energy starts to feed because it seemed like the sound went straight from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. It's an explosion. We cut the lead down, and the momentum had completely changed in that game. Portland starts to panic a little bit. That was remarkable because we won at home. You know, we won in front of our crowd.
Michael Jordan, you know, it's hard, like, again, I hate comparison. Michael Jordan is another atmosphere.
We the last man standing. Always on point, we keep the cannon. Money flowing in, we got our mind right. OGs told me gotta keep the team tight. We the last men standing. Always on point, we keep the cannon. Money flowing in, I got my mind right. OGs told me gotta keep the team tight. Sick thoughts running through my forehead. When the drama is on, I want them all dead. Shootouts in the mall, I'm trying to take the city. From LA to Queens, I hope they fucking with me. I'm trying to get the cops on the payroll. Especially them pigs in the plain clothes. I do this for the people that don't got shit. I can feel their pain, it's real tragic. Grinding to eat, I had no option. Shit start to click, I gotta pop it. Time to chill, I got a hard head. Gotta fall back if you want bread. My brother dead, I should've learned back then. But I'm still on point with the Mac 10. Start blasting if anybody make a move. I don't rock with them new dudes, I'm old school.
Get on that rim.
We the last men standing. Always on point, we keep the cannon. Money flowing in, we got our mind right. OGs told me gotta keep the team tight. We the last men standing. Always on point, we keep the cannon. Money flowing in, I got my mind right. OGs told me gotta keep the team tight. Yeah.
Hey, that's insane, bro. How the fuck this nigga be dunking free throws back, bro? That shit is crazy.
Always on point, we keep the cannon.
As the last of the first three-peat championships against Phoenix, we'd won 2 games out in Phoenix. We couldn't finish them off in Chicago. We had to go back to Phoenix.
We were straggling out to the plane. On the plane strides Michael Jordan. Can of beer in his hand, big cigar. And he stopped and he looked around and he said, anyone that doesn't think we're gonna win the championship, get off the damn plane.
And he said, let's go, boys. I didn't even pack for 2 games. Let's go out there and win this game and fly back tomorrow night.
Damn.
Chapman runs down the lane, dumps it out the horse.
He said he didn't even pack for 2 games.
Take a 1-point lead and Phoenix calls for time.
Yeah! Hit the 3! Because Jordan had so passionately embraced the team concept, the Bulls won 3 straight championships.
The Bulls win the championship.
He just put ass
straight championships.
The Bulls win the championship.
Not only
that's crazy.
not winning every year. This is an incredible departure for Chicago. That everybody in sports is looking toward Chicago as the model, as the team to be most feared, most respected, most admired, and most copied.
Because there was excellence every night, because of the publicity that this team got during those years, propelled the league into something that it had never been before.
In October of '93, just months after securing the Bulls' 3rd title,
North Carolina state investigator described the murder of James Jordan as something that could have happened to any one of us. But in this case, the shooting victim was the father of Chicago Bulls superstar Michael Jordan.
R.I.P. James Jordan. That's crazy.
He and James were alike, and they ran around together. They buddied up together. I have no doubt he was closer to James than anyone else in his life. And here's his best friend and his dad gets murdered.
It brought on an onslaught of absurd media attention, people trying to link his father's death to the fact that he had gambled. Everything just sort of closed in on Michael.
number 23 told the world that all of his career goals had been met.
and there was nothing left to accomplish.
When I lose the sense of motivation and the sense of to prove something as a basketball player, it's time for me to move away from the game of basketball. I needed a change. I just felt I was being engulfed by the success that I've gathered at that time.
People were coming in and saying that this is clearly he was being driven from the league for other reasons, whether it was his gambling or something else. I laughed at the time.
2 days after Jordan retired in October of 1993, Stern announced his 4-month investigation had turned up no evidence that the Bulls star violated league rules. But it was too late. The following spring, Jordan tested himself in a new career.
With his 6'6" stature, not to mention his mammoth iconic status, Michael Jordan clearly stood out on the roster of the Birmingham Barons, the AA affiliate of the White Sox.
That's crazy.
In the spring of 1994, in honor of his late father, James, he traded in his charmed basketball life for the hard knock life of minor league baseball.
Bro, just imagine if LeBron was like, fuck it, I'm finna go play for the Patriots. That shit would be crazy.
Baseball.
I watched him play baseball, and we met afterward, and we met in the bar, and they came to my room. We talked for hours into the night, and I was just telling me, like, what a waste. Why would you give up being the best player in the game?
I've never been afraid to fail. That's something that you have to deal with in reality, is that you're not always going to be successful, and I think I'm strong enough as a person to accept failure. But I will not accept not trying. That's something that I couldn't accept.
I think he took up a spot in a joyride in a hobby that somebody who had a legitimate chance of playing in the big leagues might have taken. He got paid to go to fantasy camp.
With the familiar pressure of a game on the line, it was a new type of Jordan shot that saved the day. An RBI double as the spring training matchup would end in a 4-4 tie.
How about that?
But for Jordan, the cruelest reality wasn't the minor league bus rides, but the ongoing struggle to raise his game. With that, the baseball experiment was over about a year later.
He knew people were going to get on him. His dad wanted to play baseball. That's the reason. Not because Michael wanted to play it so much, because his dad wanted him to give it a shot.
He said, I get up every morning, and I get in the car, and I look over, and my dad's there. And I think to myself, we're doing this, Pops. We're doing this together. We're going to get this done. And I think it was classic morning.
His dad always did crossword puzzles. I looked up there one morning, and there he was doing a crossword puzzle. And I never saw him do one when his father was alive. Those minor leaguers were the best thing that happened to me. It was their true love for the game. And I lost that. And I found it again, playing minor league baseball.
Jordan's 1994 sabbatical with the White Sox farm system was an effort to honor his late father's wishes. But it was clear that a life in baseball would not amount to the winning formula he created on the court. Then came March 18th, 1995, a day of celebration for Bulls fans, summed up with a statement containing only 2 words.
I'm back. No cap. What happened to the audio? Don't trip. I think it's just the clip. Don't trip. Damn, where the audio at, gang?
More than one person, that if you step outside the bounds of how he wants you perceived, then the word will get to you.
We wrote a story about him in Sports Illustrated when he was trying to play baseball. And I think the story was fairly sympathetic, but the cover was bagging Michael. And he, to this day, will not talk to this magazine.
Damn.
Whenever Michael appears in public to come down from his hotel room, he is always dressed immaculately because he knows that there are people in the lobby that maybe are going to get a 20-second glimpse of Michael Jordan for once in their life. And he wants to portray a certain image in a certain class.
I'm very image conscious, probably more than I should be, because I think it really prevents me from being the fun person that people behind closed doors know I am.
Jordan said, a lot of times I'll dream I'm a bad alcoholic, and in the dream I can't stop drinking and I'm embarrassing myself and I'm going to lose everything. He says, and I wake up from that dream in a sweat. He knows that one slip up, one mistake can throw it all away. And I think he lived in terror of that for a very long time.
To keep from living any part of that nightmare, Jordan enlisted the media in his efforts to stay balanced on the high wire.
We protected him more than I'd like to admit. When his first child was born, he hadn't been married yet. He says to a couple of the beat writers, including me, I really would appreciate it if you didn't put that in the newspaper. Because we know he's had the baby, who was Juanita, who's, became his wife, and they were going to get married. And so I say, sure, Mike, we won't do it. And we don't. I mean, we just simply protect him because he asked us and because we were concerned as well about what the public reaction would be.
Michael Jordan is the Teflon athlete of our generation. Everything just fell off of Jordan. You couldn't win any points in the media if you said or wrote something bad about him. People didn't want to hear that.
Listen. I ain't gonna get on that. I'm not gonna be like everybody else and talk about, what you did or didn't do when you were in college. Forget all of that. Right. What I'm asking you is a simple question. We talk about the GOAT here, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, and you running your mouth talking about you gonna beat him one-on-one. Why would you say something so blasphemous?
In my heyday,
blasphemous.
He would need help.
Really?
He's too small. His name is big, and y'all like, it was a 5-on-5 game, he good. One-on-one, I'm undefeated, never lost.
Will you stop it? Don't
Never
apologize
lost
on TV.
one-on-one.
That don't make any sense. Listen,
Ain't nobody beat me in heyday one-on-one.
Why you saying stuff
took
like
you
that?
the distance one-on-one.
That's that, man. You look like you were tired.
Hey, let me ask you this like I tell him.
That's why you smiling right
Did
now.
I win or lose? Did I win or lose?
Right.
All I care about is the W. I don't
you
care
were
how I
tired
get
from
it.
dancing, and you talking about you gonna beat Michael Jordan?
Michael
Jordan.
Do that? How you gonna beat me?
You know what? It's good.
I gotta hear how you gonna beat me.
Pick your poison.
How's he gonna beat me?
Why are you saying stuff like this?
Tell me how's he gonna beat me.
Why are you doing this?
Well, he's the greatest that's ever played.
Bro?
And
Bro, why the fuck did they even show that clip, bro? Come on, bro.
Greatest who ever played.
Yeah.
You go right there.
No question about it. And the thing that made Michael so special, he did it on the highest level in the playoffs, like we've never seen before.
So you and Larry saw things that you had not seen
exactly.
Right. Spectacular. What a move by Ewing.
Patrick Ewing highlights.
Starks. Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan. Both clubs going at each other. Michael Jordan and Xavier McDaniel having words. Smith, stopped again. The Knicks over the Bulls in 7.
The season ends for the New York Knicks at the hands of the Chicago Bulls.
Michael Jordan with 49 points. Here's Jordan. Oh, and Jordan all over Jeff Van Gundy, screaming at him.
Well, the best player I've played against has to be Michael Jordan.
20 years ago tonight, Jason Kidd had a special night. It was the first time he faced Michael Jordan.
Jordan story. Well, I think my first time guarding him.
You remember that game?
Yeah. Probably my rookie year, I actually told this story to Chris Middleton. My rookie year, I'm guarding him, and I can just, my heart's about to come out of my chest. And I was just a little nervous, and I think he could see that. So he came up to me and said, look, don't worry about it, kid. I like you, so I won't embarrass you tonight. So I said, oh, okay, great. I went to dinner the night before with Michael, and I was just hoping when I left dinner that I didn't upset him. So I said, well, what's the embarrassment mean? 50? He said, oh, no, I'll take it easy on you. And so I was guarding him on the right box. I'm just praying that he just shoots a fadeaway jump shot. But he decided to go baseline. And he did a spin move to the baseline, and I said, oh, no, just don't dunk it. When he went to jump,
slam that bitch.
All I could think about, this cannot be a highlight. I think he picked up the check, which might have upset him. And then he jumped, and he kept going, and he went on the other side of the basket and did a little reverse layup. And I said, oh, I'm glad he didn't dunk it. He just did like a little reverse layup. And as he came down and started running back, he just looked back and winked at me. And he looked back at me and said, I told you I wasn't going to embarrass you. He took it easy on me. And he had 35, so that was just a light embarrassment. I thought, oh man, this could be a long night.
He did. He only had 36 points, and they won by 6 in overtime. But you didn't take it easy on him. Do you remember what you did?
He's got a breakout. Tipped out to Kidd. Jason Kidd. Kidd changing direction.
Oh, shit, Kidd.
25, 15, 11, and 6 steals.
Damn.
None of those steals were against when I was guarding him.
That boy was hooping low-key, though.
We must have been playing on a lower basket for me to score that many points.
Watch the move. Left hand, cross over to the right hand, cross back over to the left hand. Inside finds Lorenzo Williams, who dunks. My, oh, my.
It was just, playing against the best, and I got lucky if those were my stats. But we lost, so it's about winning, and that's what he does best.
I try to make the game perfection. I try to make it a perfect game for myself.
His way is to befriend them, to soften them up, to try to feel...
Bro, what's with these creepy-ass interviews and commercials and shit, bro?
Make them feel like he cares about them. And then he goes out there and physically tries to destroy him.
Van Gundy said that I was a con man, which I've never seen con man used in a polite or respectful way.
For some reason, league-wide, it's important to be liked by him. I have no idea why.
You take negative criticism I'd take it in a positive way to go out and prove a point.
I'm sure that Michael will use this for motivation.
Right around the screen. Top of the circle jumper. MJ has really got it cooking. Fakes a couple times. Fades. Fires. You bet. Long jumper.
And he goes, yes! And he looks at Van Gundy when he does it.
I compete harder with my friends, more so than with my enemies. And I don't think Magic Johnson laid aside and let me win a championship in 1991 because we were good friends. When you see me maybe joking and kidding around with some of the players, sure, I want to create friends so that the stigma of Michael Jordan being such a dominant player and such a respected person that it doesn't infringe an individual coming up and being a friend to me. I want people to view me as a person, but yet, when we step on the basketball court, I want them to challenge me as a basketball player.
I just think Michael is gone to becoming a jump shooter, and I don't think he puts himself in the body situation where you can knock him around and be physical with him.
For these criticism, I think a lot of the times it's the motivation for their players to give themselves up or raise their level of intensity towards me. Defense don't allow me to drive. They give me the outside shot. If you look at most of the scouting reports in the league, a lot of teams will say, well, force him left or make him take the outside jump shot. By no means are they going to give me a direct lane to the basket. If so, I would go to the basket.
You talk about motivation and finding different kinds of motivation. Well, it's not going to happen a lot where coaches are going to say these kind of statements to motivate you. Where else do you find the motivation?
In the course of the game, within myself, challenging myself. You play a team that's not, above 5.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Once he plant his feet, he's dunking that bitch. Like, you can't stop him. Once he plant his feet, he's dunking that bitch. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. No cap.
It's a natural tendency to have a letdown. So the challenge is, don't go with the natural tendency. Let's go opposite of the tendency. Or if you want to get individually, maybe I get a triple-double.
Here's Jordan with an opportunity. There it is, triple-double from Michael Jordan. The first ever in the history of the NBA All-Star Game.
It's always something somewhere I can find that challenge. And once I find it, then I'm in the flow of the game. I'm in the thought process of the game.
Come on, I'll give you a jump shot right now. I'll give you a jump shot. Shoot it.
Shoot that bitch, nigga.
You don't want it.
The game has evolved to be more of a mental challenge for me than a physical. And that's one of the reasons that I still play the game, because I can challenge myself mentally.
He was a more athletic version of Julius Erving. And he could shoot better than Julius Erving. And he was mean. He played defense.
He won a spot on the all-defensive team for the 7th of 9 times. and by adding a twisting fadeaway jumper to an offense that once relied on power and flight, Jordan at 33 stood alone.
It's almost like he allowed us to doubt him.
Jordan and Pippen used to lock motherfuckers down.
The thing about us is that we helped each other out. We always covered each other.
He said that shit confident.
Myself and Michael, we spent most of our careers trying to get steals and came away with quite a few. Lost out on a few, but it was a challenge for us every game to go out and try to get steals, get easy baskets, and we.
Hey, did y'all fuck with the number 45? Y'all let me know.
We look out for each other. We had to cover each other's butt at times when we went for steals.
Scotty hands to Mike. What a sensational feed to Pippen. Pippen asks Jordan, there's the feed.
And we've already gave ourselves names in the locker room. I'm doo-doo, he's
I'm doo-doo, he's shit.
So,
The clock, 5 on the 24.
Nah, that was prime.
Jordan did not have the shot. 5 seconds remaining in regulation. The inbound. Pippen rolls it. Coach have won their 5th championship in the last 7 years.
Damn.
Hey, you spent a lot of nights, you and Michael, in close quarters, and he's a good talker. I mean,
We did.
So what would you hear from Michael?
You know everything. I mean, from Michael, one time I know he started counting backwards. You know, he said something like 38, and I didn't get it, Reggie. You know what I mean? And he started saying 36. I said, wait a minute. So he going backwards, and now if he get to 0, he got 40. But it was me and Michael had a lot of talks.
Phil, Tyler's that last season, 97, 98, the last dance. And we're going to do this last dance together.
Those who were lucky enough to watch had a sense.
Give me the ball for the last shot. I'll do it. It is my destiny to do it. I was made by God to take the last shot.
Here's Jordan.
Michael working on Russell. Brings them to within 1.
It was one of those games that it felt like we had control of the game. And I wish I had a nickel for every time.
Oh, I'm tripping. Very at the beginning of the video when I said Byron Scott, I meant Byron Russell. I'm talking about the wrong Byron. My bad.
You can say that about a team that Michael played on.
Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it.
You get right to the last second. He had the ball in that situation.
Hey man, 30 more minutes of the video. If you still watching, man, like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you need to take a bathroom break, go ahead, bro. What you doing? Don't piss yourself now.
Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead.
He loves to compete and rise to that moment that is presented to him, and I think he seeks that moment.
Stockton. Harper's on it. Behind the screen.
Iconic.
Have won their 6th NBA championship, and it's their second three-peat.
Second three-peat is crazy. No, that's actually cold. I ain't gonna lie. Winning 3 years in a row twice? 3 times 2, nigga? Damn. That's crazy though, for real.
Michael and the Chicago Bulls are why the NBA became a global.
Chicago Bulls have won their 6th
Nah, for real, they changed the game.
championship.
6 titles, 6 finals MVPs. That means it was all about you each series. You were the mismatch. Trademark gym shoes, still top sellers to this day.
Facts.
Ball head, tongue wag.
Ooh, look at that fucking thing. That looks like a lizard.
There's 3 guys that anytime I see them, I pay homage to. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, who saved the NBA and took it to an incredible level. And Michael Jordan, jab steps, everything was perfect. He was the perfect size.
You said it right. To add what Chuck said, and to you guys, and being a 2-guard, Chuck and Kenny, you watch guys, and you all know, what can I take away? What's my advantage tonight? And that's when I started racking my brain, night in and night out, because I'm saying, hey, am I going to take, especially when he starts shooting threes, and am I going to let him shoot jumpers? Couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Am I going to make him put it in his left hand? There was always a player that there was a weakness. I couldn't find anything, so you start to say, I got to get him in foul trouble. And all the refs out there, every time we played, Chuck, I end up with 5 fouls. He end up with 1. So there was nothing you could really do.
Bro, they not finna call a foul for.
I tried to beat him.
Bro, they gotta make sure that he's on the court, bro. If he's not on the court, then niggas gonna be pissed. Has Michael even ever fouled out of a game? How many games has Michael Jordan fouled out? Y'all let me know in the comments.
Up on the post, and hopefully, that'll be my answer. But one of the greatest ever and a nightmare to prepare for.
Do you think you should play against some of your guys right now? Do you sometimes do that or not? Or could you win on one-on-ones against them? Or?
I'm pretty sure I can, so I don't want to do that and demolish their confidence, so I stay away from them. I let them think they're good. They think that they're good, but I'm too old to do that anyway.
MJ sat down with the game's creators to discuss all manner of all things basketball.
You got to be very competitive. I think a lot of my defense is because of my competitive nature.
2K?
I don't want you to outscore me, or I don't want you to score a certain number of points on me. Are there rules to talking trash? I only talk trash to people that I knew, my friends, Patrick Ewing, Bird, Magic, those type of guys. But I never talk trash to people that I didn't know or people I'm just meeting. And if they did, my game always did my talking. I never say anything. So this can be something you probably could print. I'm playing in my camp against O.J. Mayo. He was a top high school kid coming out, and I never met him first time. In front of my camp, he starts this thing about you can't guard me, you can't do this. I got my campers here, so obviously I can't really go where I want to go because of all my camp. So I stop the camp, send the kids to bed. We go back to playing. He starts his whole thing, that you can't guard me, you can't do this. And then finally I said, look, dude, you may be the best high school player, but I'm the best player in the world. So from this point on, it's a lesson. And from that point on, it was a lesson. He never won a game. I posted him up. I did everything. If I can ever show you that film, and if you can ever ask him that, ask him about the thing that happened at my camp. I don't consider it trash. I consider that fact. You call it trash.
I got a few buckets, and I think the campers knew I was the only high school kid, and so they got rowdy a little bit, and we got a little bit of John, and so we played 2 games. I think we split 1-on-1. It was a team game, and then he said, "Okay, now let me handle my business." He was jawing a little bit and really getting into me defensively, and he's backing me down, said, better scream for mama, his mama, hit the famous fadeaway on me, and, Mike was Mike.
Damn. He nailed that nigga.
Finally, I said, look, dude, you may be the best high school player.
But I'm the greatest ever. And don't you ever disrespect, the great like that.
50 years down the line, you can start this, because we'll be the old school artists.
Since coming in the league, LeBron has been chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan as the GOAT. James had some interesting comments on the subject when he joined the Open Run podcast on the Uninterrupted Podcast Network.
I don't think MJ ever had a game 7 in the finals. And people say, well, he was able to close it out early, and they act like he just, did it all on his own and things of that nature. They forget the shot by Paxson on the left wing,
I got burned by Bill Winnington a bunch of times.
You want to know the crazy thing? In that game, in that particular game in Phoenix, MJ didn't even have the ball in his hands. Pippen brought the ball up. Barkley went for the steal. Pippen threw it down to Horace Grant, and they got the defense, because Barkley went for the gamble. They rotated to Horace Grant, and Horace Grant threw it to Paxson.
I was just watching this the other day.
MJ had nothing to do with that play.
Well, Mr. Smith.
That nigga sounded a little salty, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna try to keep myself under control, because I don't want to find myself in a position where I get too out there. I got emotional about Melo because I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I don't want to get too emotional because I'm an MJ fan. But LeBron James What the hell are you doing? Now, I understand. Let me be very, very clear. LeBron is a 3-time champion. LeBron is the greatest player in the world. I am sick and tired of throwing out qualifiers about how great he is and how he's the closest thing to perfection as a professional athlete in terms of on the court, off the court combination. Look, I mean, enough of the praise. Listen, I love LeBron James. I love what he means to the game. I love him as a person. I think he's a great guy. But this kind of stuff right here, Max Kellerman, is sacrilegious. It is blasphemous. It is disrespectful. And I have to say this. Scottie Pippen was a Hall of Famer. Is that not recognition? I think that's recognition. If you have a teammate who is a Hall of Famer, when we show highlights of the Chicago Bulls winning championships, did we not show John Paxson shooting the jump shot? Did we not show Steve Kerr hitting jump shots? Of course we did, LeBron James. What we're talking about here is arguably the greatest player who ever lived, really indisputable to most of us. 6 NBA Finals, 6 NBA championships, 6 NBA Finals MVPs without ever allowing a Game 7. Of course Jordan didn't defend 5 people by himself. Of course he didn't score 100-plus points in each game. Of course he had teammates. So all of this stuff that LeBron James is saying really makes no sense. It just smacks in the face of respect, because when you are great, the reason why Michael Jordan was so great was not only because he was clutch, not only because he was a closer, but before he was a closer in terms of championships, Max Kellerman, he was a killer, and you knew it. Larry Bird said God in shorts waxed us when Michael Jordan dropped 63. So when LeBron James becomes suddenly professorial, and starts waxing eloquently about the nuances of basketball. This is exactly the kind of thing that led to the damn 4th finals losses. Because what I'm not all for, because we know that 2 of them really were not his fault at all. But the point that I'm trying to make is, if LeBron James had Michael Jordan's attitude, do they lose to Dallas? Can J.J. Barea guard him in the finals? Can Jason Terry guard him in the finals? No, it does not happen. It does not happen. So when we're talking about Michael Jordan, of course he had teammates. Of course he played with people. Of course, other guys contributed and got it done. Of course, unlike LeBron James, Michael Jordan had one specific coach he could rely upon throughout those 6 titles, because Phil Jackson was consistently his coach, whereas LeBron James had obstacles to climb, etc., etc. It just baffles my mind, Max Kellerman, why you're LeBron James and you would utter these words, because in the end, it doesn't matter how you slice it. I know he went out of his way to express that he meant no disrespect to Michael Jordan, and I get that, and in his heart of heart, I don't think he meant disrespect, but your words come across as, at the very least, lacking a true appreciation and being a bit duplicitous, because when you are a superstar...
This nigga don't even know what duplicitous means, bro. But now, how do y'all feel about this take? Hey, I wonder, do y'all think Michael Jordan and LeBron, talk on the phone? Or, them niggas nah, fuck that nigga. You feel me? I'm the GOAT. Fuck that nigga. Or you think they really be chopping it up? Y'all let me know in the comments. Hey, hit that like and sub button. If you still watching all the way to this point, you a legend, bro.
And you are the man. You know what the hell we're talking about. Don't act like you don't know what the requirements are that come along with that. LeBron James, God bless him, because thank the good Lord he is the man in the NBA, because he makes my days better throughout the season. But you know better than making the kind of statement that he made. This is some blasphemous stuff here.
LeBron James is really into advanced stats, into advanced metrics, using them to make his game better, to make it more efficient. He did it in Miami. He continues to do so. I mean, he uses these stats that were not available to Michael Jordan, even had Jordan been interested in those stats. So he has the advantage there in terms of how efficient he can be. And yet, according to all the most advanced metrics, Michael Jordan is greater on average in his career, like his PER, his average PER is higher than LeBron's. Wait a minute. That includes those seasons where he declined in Washington. LeBron hasn't even hit that phase yet. So that gap between Jordan on top and LeBron 2 is only going to widen.
But here is the reason I wanted to interject. Because while you're waxing so eloquently about these metrics and everything else, and you are on point, your biggest point is something I want my audience to gravitate to, Max Kellerman, and that is this. He's sort of tugging away at Jordan because you're justifying yourself, your 3-4 record in the NBA Finals. I'm here to tell you right now, 2 of those losses shouldn't be counted.
It's really 3-2. We agree.
Exactly. It's really 3-2 to me. It shouldn't be 3-4. LeBron James really should be 3-2 to me. I don't blame him for 2 of those Finals losses. But I would also like to add something here that I haven't heard anybody say. Does Michael Jordan with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh lose to the Dallas Mavericks?
No.
Hell no. That ain't happening.
It just doesn't
I
happen.
can promise you
No,
that.
it doesn't happen.
Does Michael Jordan with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade lose to San Antonio that second go-round? I don't believe so. I recall Michael Jordan and them going against Utah. Okay? Didn't happen when you faced Karl Malone and John Stockton second time around.
Try getting to a
result.
7th game first.
Same result. The problem is that now you're tugging at Jordan's cape, and you're not apologizing for it because even though you're doing it, you won't admit that you're doing it, but none of us are fools. That's exactly what you're trying to do. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work, LeBron. You can't sit up there. Look, LeBron James played with a bunch of no-names when he went to the finals, the first go-round with Cleveland against San Antonio. We understand all of that. We get the part that you got to have teammates to win. But when you bring it up, in this particular instance, for Michael Jordan, what in God's name would be the purpose for going on a damn podcast to talk about how, Michael Jordan had teammates? Steve Kershaw. John Paxson shot the ball. Oh, what? For what?
I find it offensive, disrespectful. I find it downright shameful that LeBron James continues to even bring up Michael Jordan in the same breath with LeBron James.
So I ask you, is there a way that he will ultimately be able to chase the ghost to 23?
How?
I'm asking.
He's lost multiple finals. Jordan is 66. Jordan has never come up short, in a series like he did back in the Dallas series finals. How can you surpass that when he's 6-6? See, that's the part that wins me over. There was an invincibility about Michael in the last 8 years of his career. And as great as LeBron is, the losses in the final, look at that.
Let me ask y'all this. If LeBron won these next 2 years that LeBron said he signed with the Lakers, if they won back-to-back championships, is he better? Is he the GOAT? Or the losses in the championship still, prove that MJ was just greater. I still believe that MJ is the GOAT. But if LeBron get 2 more chips, that might shake the stories up a little bit. Y'all let me know.
Invincibility. I don't know that he changed the game. Michael didn't just change basketball, he changed sport globally. Again, and LeBron is the best player we've got now. He's a great, great player in any era. I think he's going to retire as one of the 5 to 8 best players who ever played the game, if not higher. But catching Jordan, to me, is just something I can't wrap my head around.
I ask you, did Michael Jordan ever disappear in any round of the playoffs, even when he was trying to fight through the Detroit bad boy Pistons and Larry Bird's Boston Celtics? Did he ever just disappear?
One more thing. Do you think if LeBron's legacy started before Jordan and then Jordan was after LeBron, would the older people lean towards LeBron more because he did it first and then be like, oh, Jordan, he's just, but y'all let me know.
Did anybody ever say, boy, Michael Jordan had a bad series against the Celtics? Nobody ever said that. The chosen one turned into the frozen one in ways I have never seen a superstar shrink on the national stage. I've never seen a mentally weaker superstar in the history of all my time of watching sports.
Gone to the finals 6 times, 6 finals MVP, period.
Never lost in the finals. I never knew what it felt like.
And it's the killer instinct that MJ had. I think LeBron's more of a pleaser, and he wants to get everyone involved, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking at the numbers alone, you could make a case.
And if Mike didn't take that vacation to baseball, would he have gone 8 for 8?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. And we talked about this. Name all the guys that he denied, Hall of Famers, that he's denied championships. Myself,
Ewing,
Carl, John, Ewing, Chuck, Charles, all the guys that he denied championships. And you might want to throw in Hakeem Olajuwon if he's not batting a $197 and missing fly balls in the outfield. Hakeem Olajuwon may not have 2.
Man, he could have gone 8 for 8.
In 2014, my San Antonio Spurs blew LeBron James' Heat off the floor by a record finals margin. And I ask you, Shannon Sharp, did Michael Jordan ever get blown off the floor, his team, by any record margin in any round of the playoffs? No. Sorry, LeBron, you're disqualified from even bringing up Michael Jordan.
I agree with you, but one of the things I hate about framing these arguments is we forget that this is a team game. And so because of that, Michael Jordan did have Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and Phil Jackson. And the reason why LeBron won't even be in this conversation is because he did have to leave Cleveland, where he was the MVP and the leader, to go to Miami to achieve championship glory. But Michael Jordan was able to do it here 6 times and win 6 finals.
But even when he got to Miami, and he did have other Hall of Famers on the team, he didn't go 4 for 4. No. He went 2 for 4. So, you know, that's a good argument as well, but there's no way that he can catch Michael Jordan. I mean, LeBron is, I agree with you, going to go down between top 5 or 6 players in the history of the game. No way he can catch number 1.
Blind witnesses who worship LeBron James, you raise your hand. I know you're one of the masses.
Yes.
I was going to include you in that.
Okay.
They have expunged from LeBron's record all those things. They don't count anymore. They're swept under the carpet and into the graveyard as if they never happened. They happened. You can't take them off his legacy.
LeBron James is a great player. He's a great player in this era, but he's not Michael Jordan. You know, it's 2 different animals. Michael was a killer. He's an assassin. You know, LeBron is more of a facilitator. He's the guy that you're gonna give the ball, and he's thinking shoot first before pass. Where Michael, you give him the ball, he's thinking he's gonna score 50 on you, and then he's gonna pass. And Michael Jordan was the best player, the greatest player in my era. There's been a lot of great players in this league, and it's hard to to give one player that best ever crown. But all I can say is in my era, Michael Jordan was the best player in my era. And he's, I haven't seen anybody else. Kobe is, I guess, came the closest to him. But LeBron is great, but he's not Michael Jordan.
But I don't think he needs to be compared to Michael. Michael was much better offensively with a low post game, with his shooting.
He never played on a team where anybody on the court got double teamed but him. These 2 guys
played with Shaq.
No, Kobe's played with Shaq.
That's what he's saying.
Who got double teamed. He's playing with Dwayne Wade. Michael never played with a player that would get double teamed. So you had to carry that offensive load for an entire career, not just a season, an entire career, and then on the other end be first team all defensive player. There's no one going to ever be like that because they won't. None of these guys, as we talked about earlier about these super teams, nobody will ever have that burden put on them that Michael Jordan had, the way things are being constructed.
Greatest clutch shooter or player ever versus one whose weakness has always been the clutch moments.
When people start comparing him with Jordan, then that's not a fair comparison. Because, Jordan is far more superior player. And a very, very tough league. And very, very, very creative.
Sure.
I mean, that's not taking anything away from LeBron James, because he's a great player. But it's not a fair comparison because I think Jordan is much far superior player.
But when you want to talk about legacy and you want to try to convince me that he's even in the same breath with Michael Jordan, that is incomprehensible and finally just shamefully offensive to me. And this conversation's over. I think I'm going to leave now.
I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That's simple.
What? You think there's someone else? Prove it.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time.
People always debate it. Who's the greatest player of all time? Dumb question. It should be, who's the greatest team of all time? You know, there are so many teams to choose from. The 91 Chicago Bulls, sorry Showtime. The 92 Bulls, back-to-back. The 93 Bulls, first three-peat. The 97 Bulls, even with the flu. 98 Bulls, no push-off. And my favorite, the 96 Chicago Bulls. 72 wins. Tough to beat that.
LeBron James
That's crazy.
never has, nor will he ever be Michael Jordan.
LeBron is great, but Michael Jordan is the greatest.
And even in that time, I'll say a rhyme.
Bro, what the fuck?
We all say, this is the guy, he's the best. And we say it with great pride and we say it with great honor to have played and competed against him.
It was really fun to play against him. He was so competitive, and nobody wants to win more than that guy.
We're taking a look back at the times when Michael scored 50 points or more in the NBA. He did it a stunning 39 times, 8 times in the playoffs.
Isaiah's already praised Michael to the heavens. One more quick one from you, Magic, then back to Isaiah. Do you feel that Michael is the best ever?
I think so. I think he's not only the best basketball player, but probably the greatest athlete that's ever played any sport.
He is the best ever.
Jordan created the blueprint for greatness and all.
Y'all think he was the greatest athlete of? You think he is the greatest athlete of all time? Like regardless of what sport? Y'all let me know in the comments. Is there any other athlete you feel like is above Michael Jordan? Doesn't have to be basketball. It could be soccer, football, tennis, fucking skiing.
Shooting guards. Did you know that the Jordan Bulls never lost 3 consecutive games from 1990 until after he retired?
Damn.
He currently holds the record for most points in a single playoff game with 63 and has 8 50-plus point playoff performances, 4 more than anyone else.
That's crazy.
Let's see what else his airness did. 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, number 1 all-time in points per game for the playoffs, number 1 all-time in points per game for the regular season, number 1 in PER for the regular season and the playoffs, number 1 in win shares for the playoffs, number 4 in win shares for the regular season, and number 4 all-time scoring. Be it his series clinching buzzer beater over Craig Elo, his 63-point dismantling of the Celtics, the flu game, the up and under, the 96 comeback championship, or MJ's farewell cross-up of Byron Russell, there has been no player that has provided us more legendary performances than Michael Jordan.
Byron.
And I also think that I had to give praise to another guy in Larry Bird. He was probably the most fierce competitor that I've ever faced.
Bird in the corner. Larry, little runner. Gets the bounce. Trying to roll away. Blocked by Jordan. Rolls up by 3. Bird cuts it to 1. Jordan giving Paxson all the head fakes. Hits the little jump. Larry over the head to Parrish for 2.
How to cope with those quick passes.
Michael Jordan knocks it down. Fred Roberts. Bird the tip at the buzzer.
About the foul situation.
Yeah, Larry was like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Bird, the left-handed runner. Jordan will just fire deep and hit. Oh, Larry, good fake. Left-handed off the glass.
With the left?
Pippen be a pinball, bouncing off the rails. And there he is. He can't hold his feet. But Bird is forced to his left hand. I mean,
Michael inside.
Charges to the boards.
Bird around a screen for 2. Like it might be one of those get out of Michael's way. Larry knocks it down and gets a foul as Sellers got there late. Sellers, good roll to Jordan. Got it, and a foul.
Basketball team with Sam Vincent in there.
Bird with 2 more. Jordan, left-handed.
I think I got like a pimple on top of my head. That motherfucker hurt. If y'all keep seeing me do this, that motherfucker hurt a little bit.
inside Bird. Good fake. Trying to get a step. Nowhere to go. Comes up short. Look at the follow. Harris, Porzine battle for it. Bird the steal. Gets two.
Lead.
Jordan at the buzzer for two. Celtics are 4 on 2. Now the Bulls catch up. Larry. Jordan. Literally had him right.
Are we getting exclusive Larry versus Jordan highlights?
Bucket, the foul's called off the ball. Michael Jordan.
Hey.
For 2.
Bro, how many
Larry
dunks?
Gets free.
Bro, how many dunks did Michael Jordan average a game, bro? Because this nigga be dunking everything.
Gets 2.
Shoot him to the left and
Oh, what a pass by Jordan. Bird lost him on a screen. Hits the jumper. Jordan pops out. Goes baseline. Hits a tough shot. Larry rolling through. Tough shot. Oh, yeah, and a foul.
heard a three-point shooter in the lineup.
Bird comes around the screen. Fire. Jordan got free. Got the reverse layup. Larry wide open in the corner.
Easy.
44 for Bird.
We only dream about doing things that he can do, and that being Isaiah and myself.
You know, no offense to anyone, there's a lot of tremendous athletes out there, but I haven't seen anyone personally that works as hard as Michael, that expects to win and be the best at the same time.
That guy devoured anything on a basketball court. Loved practice, won every drill, won every game, won every scrimmage.
Jordan past Petrovic. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Failure was not an option for him.
He was so great to watch play basketball. It's a new look at basketball at that time. And of course, the rest of the world caught on to his superiority as a basketball player. So he was really an ambassador for the game.
Maybe now that he's 50 years old, he can sit back and say, you know what? Not only did I play pretty well, I might have been the greatest player that's ever played. During that time, never thought that. He was always trying to prove something to somebody.
I think Michael has, as good a legacy as anybody who's played any sport. Because he loved the game, had a passion for it, played it at the highest level, won at the highest level a number of times, committed himself to the game in the Olympics in his country, and continues to commit to teaching the game.
You can't play this game of basketball and not know who Michael Jordan is, who Michael Jordan was, and what Michael Jordan meant to this league.
In a made-for-TV event, Jordan's number was retired, and a statue of the living legend was unveiled in front of the new United Center, affectionately known as the house that Jordan built.
MJ did it all in his career. An NCAA title, Rookie of the Year, 2 gold medals, and 6 NBA championships. But it doesn't end there. Add 5 regular season MVPs, 6 finals most valuable players, and 10 scoring titles, the most in NBA history.
In his career with the Bulls, he won 10 scoring titles, including 7 straight, and had the highest career average in league history, 32 points.
In the end, what it comes down to, when we've watched Jordan, who religiously averaged over 30, who was an all-defensive player, who was a leading scorer, who did this, who did that, Michael Jordan came into the league, and from the moment he arrived, he put the world on notice.
Facts. Free throws with the eyes closed is crazy.
In 2009 came the ultimate honor as a Basketball Hall of Fame inductee in purchasing the Charlotte Bobcats in 2010. Jordan became a team owner, and as Michael Jordan celebrates 50 years of life, the images of his work will always be vintage and timeless.
I think that we all can...
Bro, I remember when he became a billionaire, bro. That shit was on the news. That shit's crazy.
Can really sit back now and really realize that it was so great to be alive and covering basketball during Michael Jordan's time.
We will always remember him as, to me, the best player to ever play the game.
One day you might look up and see me playing the game at 50. Oh, don't laugh. Don't laugh. Never say never. Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion. Thank you very much.
Michael J. Jordan.
Cool ass.
Powered by a drive to compete that earned him every major award in basketball, including 6 NBA championships, 5 Most Valuable Player awards, and 2 gold medals, Michael Jordan has a name that's become a synonym for excellence. His wagging tongue and high-flying dunks redefined the game, making him a global superstar whose impact transcended basketball and shaped our nation's broader culture. From the courts in Wilmington, Chapel Hill, and Chicago to the owner's suite he occupies today, his life and example have inspired millions of Americans to strive to be like Mike.
What medal is that? That's tough.
In the end, it's clear. Jordan is the GOAT.
That's all, folks.
That's my line.
Hey man, that's gonna do it, man. Hey, if y'all watched all the way to the end, bro, y'all is insane. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. God bless you, you know what I'm saying? Jesus loves you. Bro, if you really watch to the end, bro, I don't know, bro. You deserve $1 million, bro. Blessings coming your way, for real, because sitting there for 2 hours and 21 minutes and 45 seconds is low-key insane. Oh, shit, 2 hours, 34 minutes and 28 seconds. But, hey, man, that's going to do it, man. Like, comment, subscribe. If y'all still trying, if one of y'all trying to buy me a PC, y'all let me know. Cashapp going to be in the link, you feel me? But, nah, hey, we out. Hopefully my computer don't blow up.